Okay, so we had created the two virtual machines in Azure. So the diagram would be Azure cloud. We created two machines. Now those two machines are configured to the level where we wanted before we could deploy the SQL Server. So your first name VM1Sql, or yeah, VM1Sql. I think that was the naming convention we used there. And here's VM2Sql. So here we already installed Active Directory and DNS configured with vendor best practices, and I think we deployed DHCP, or we didn't. If we didn't, we didn't need that, or if we did. So if the machine itself needs more. Okay, so Amir says shows a link there when Amir is starting the video. Failed to start virtual machine. There's a blah 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 is disabled and therefore marked as read only. You cannot perform any write action. So guys, anyone else seeing this? Guys, anyone else seeing this? So just try to power on the video. Amir, try to check your subscription and see if you're able to. So the thing is, guys, here one of the students, Dong, he has he was able to create another account, but then the thing is that how do we transfer the machines there? And if and $100 are going to be consumed, so like in a very short time. So in that case, how do we transfer the machines? Well, the college is doing that the first time. I mean, there was no option other than go for the cloud and try to create an environment there. So the thing is that the virtual machines are okay. Okay, so Jacob has put a link there, and I've move Windows VM to another Azure subscription or resource group. Use the virtual machine portal to move a VM to a different subscription. Azure portal. Use the Azure portal to move a VM to another source group. Use PowerShell to move. And okay, so well, I need to try that too. Move the resource to move resources to different subscription. Include the destination subscription ID. Okay, so let me then work out the procedure, and then I'll show you. Actually, if it is disabled, hopefully it lets you move. If your subscription is disabled, then will it let you even move or not? So we need to talk to the support for that. If you go to Amir, you can go to the Microsoft Azure, and here, if you check this, so you can go down there, and there's a help plus support. So Amir, you can just ask the support that can we move the VMs or not with this. So yeah, Jacob, thank you for sharing that, and I have to test it out and introduce it to everyone that how to move the machines to the new portal, and when $100 are again gone, so we then have to create another of those subscriptions. So guys, first thing is, suppose you're active, your subscription is not active. Amir, you can also follow this. One thing, guys, if your subscription is disabled like this, so how do we first know that it is disabled? Okay, when you start the machine, you will know, right? If you go to the portal menu, everyone, if you go to the portal menu there and go down to the bottom, cost management here, this one, cost management, and in the cost management, you click the overview, right? So portal menu, and then cost management, and then there is overview. So in that overview, there's that subscriptions there, and you might see, some of you might see here disabled. I think Amir, you would be seeing here disabled written, right? So if you go to subscriptions on the left here, subscriptions on the left, that is for everyone. If you go to subscriptions, whenever it is disabled, that's what you need to do. You can go to subscription on the left, then go to new subscriptions. You don't have to do it now. Those for whom it is showing disabled, they can do that. If you go to new subscription, so it just opens up that wizard of new subscription. Check your offer eligibility, and you would see the same offer that we had gone or seen before as well. So, oh, you don't see overview. Okay. So what I was saying that just click the new subscription. If you see the new subscription, then Azure for Students, you can just follow that again step by step. It's going to just and keep your George Brown email there. And for Dong, he was able to just get another $100 subscription. Azure for Students, if you follow that. But this comes from portal menu here on the top left, and go way down to cost management, and then that's very strange. You're not seeing, but you can see the subscriptions area, right? If you don't see overview, you can see subscriptions here, right? So in the subscriptions, if you click new subscription, and then simply follow that Azure for Students, so it's gonna give you another $100. But does it give you for the same account another $100, or like your machine still get another $100 subscription, or does it give you? So we need to, even the college tech also don't know that. Otherwise they would have told me. Okay, so who has shared the picture? Harshan has shared the picture, and okay, so it's not like disabled yet, Harshan. So you're good. I mean, it's not showing that it is disabled. So you don't have to worry about it. But those for whom it is disabled, they can just go for new subscription and try to click the your ID. Yes. Minsyok is saying that click your ID. Oh, there's no subscription option. Oh, okay. Well, Dong was able to have that option. I don't know. So, okay, guys. The thing is that we need to also record the lab. So mine is a little different. Harshan says. Okay. Yes, it is a bit different because my account has college has logged in and attached it to a credit card. So my account because I need to show the lab, right? So the student Dong, he was able to get a new subscription. I was able to get a new subscription as well with this Azure for Students select offer, which 3 years ago I used up this offer, right? So that's strange. So guys, Amir, try to go for new subscription. Otherwise, let me know. Oh, see, so Amir got it. So guys, you can see here. So Azure for Students starter, and it is active now. So Azure for Students, first one was disabled, and he went to new subscriptions, and then got it. So Amir, are you able to power on your machine after that, or does this new subscription asks for new machines? Okay, click on it. Okay, I can't start that again. No, the same error. Or you can sign out, sign in, and then try again, and let us know. So guys, we're just trying to make it work during this pandemic where we're just stuck with very few options. Last one would be I will have to switch to my demo machine for that one as well. But wherever I'm trying to push here so everyone could do the hands-on experience as well. So guys, one more thing, if you are falling behind, during the class time, if I start helping and it takes 5, 10, 20 minutes, so we can't cover any topic this way, right? So if you need help and it's a quick one, I can just tell you, okay, do this, do that. If that doesn't resolve and it takes time, then guys, you can wait. I'll give you enough time before the next week to finish the lab when the video is released. But let me finish, all the installation steps so you could see that how it is there. And those who were not able to follow for some reason, just let me know what the reason is and email me with screenshots. Okay, I got this error, or I fall behind. That's it. So let me know, and I'll give you more time to submit your screenshots, right? But during the class, I won't be able to go for 20-30 minutes of help and 15 minutes of help, and so where did you go teach after that, and where did you? So just follow the video, and I'll give you enough time, but just email me that why were you not able to submit the screenshots today, right? Okay, so there's another picture, and that is from Gideon here, and successfully started virtual machine. Okay, that's very good. Okay, Gideon, that's you were not your Azure subscription is not disabled, hopefully. Okay, so anyone whose subscription is disabled, only those students can go here to new subscription, first cost management, and then there just go to new subscription. Amir was able to see that. I think you will be able to see that when once your subscription is disabled. Okay, guys, let's talk about our scenario here, and then let's quickly go for our scenario. So Active Directory, DNS, and DHCP, that's what we had to install. After that, and we installed 390 users as well, users with PowerShell. Now, within this network, obviously, with the Azure, so many things are new as well as to how to communicate. I'm trying to build all the lab, which I used to build in local desktops and local data center environment. Azure rules are different. Okay, anyway, so we installed that, and then we also made it a member server, right? And this means that it joined to domain. What we need to make sure is that we are logged in from your first name admin SQL or the domain administrator account in Active Directory users and computer directory users and computers. So this account has all the privileges. This account has forest-wide privileges, so highest privileges, right? Highest privileges. So this has the highest privileges, right? And we're supposed to log in from these accounts. If so, we have reached this much, and what we need to do next is that we will simply go to the second server. We need to actually download the SQL Server, install it. Now from internet to the virtual machine, it doesn't take a lot of time, but if it is downloaded a bit, whenever it is downloaded, so we're initially going to start the two machines. We're going to make sure that we log in from the domain admin account. So this is the same account that you need to log in from, obviously, here as well. Your first name admin SQL, and the same account you need to log in from here as well, your first name admin SQL. So this means this is a privileged account. Oh, okay, so Jacob says that we haven't installed DHCP. Now, guys, we did install, about the other course, let me just start from there. We had to install DHCP there in the other course in Exchange Server, in Mail Server Administration, but here in Azure and then in SQL. So if the SQL was also in my VMware Workstation environment, in our VMware Workstation environment, we would have used it. But here we don't need that. Why? Because we're not going to be creating more virtual machines here. So I'm just going to remove that. Thank you for updating that. So there was a reason that we didn't install. Otherwise, I would have gone for that in the previous lab. But since we installed it on the mail server lab, so I kind of wrote it here. Well, we don't need it here. Okay, guys. So what we need to do next. So first of all, we're going to make sure now, are we logged in from the domain administrator account or not? From the two machines, VM1, VM2. Why do we need to log in from that? It's the highest privileged account. So what? So that SQL will be installed, the database server will be installed with highest privileges. That's what. If it's less, so last class we stopped when we were able to successfully log in from this account. Suppose you're not able to log in from this account. There was another account, that is the local admin account. Local admin account for second VM, which I asked that just put it your first name SQL. Suppose you're not able to log in from this admin, then you can also log in from the local admin account, but then that means that You don't have the privileges of the domain here. So we made sure in last class that we log in from this. So I'm just gonna first of all make sure we are able to log in from here. So I'm just gonna go back to my environment here, and there's that machine. So I'm just gonna go for portal menu here on the top left, and then I'll go for virtual machines. I'll go for virtual machines, and I see that there are two. In fact, we see that there are 3 virtual machines total we have, right? Excuse me. So guys, first of all, the third machine, the your first name VM01, we don't need, and that's the machine we prepared for the mail server. But citing the extreme limitations of creating virtual machines in the free account, we don't need that third machine, which is for the mail server. We're gonna just work on the SQL machines. In fact, the third machine, we will try to again install the SQL server. In that case, we're gonna be first deleting that machine, the domain controller for the mail server. We don't need it here. We're already doing that in our laptops. So anyway, later we can delete that as well. Now what we can do is I'm just gonna click that first machine here, and in that first machine, you can see the overview, and then I'm going to click the connect button. I'm going to click the connect button and then go Bastion. Either you can go RDP, which we already know how to connect, and then we also know Bastion. It's not compulsory to connect from Bastion. You can connect from RDP and go ahead, it's okay. This is just 2 different ways to connect, that's all, right? It's not compulsory to go only Bastion and connect through that. So I'm going to go Bastion here just to connect, and I'm going to put use Bastion, and just like last time, and then I'm going to put your first name admin SQL, and the password small abc capital ABC shape123 without shape123. We want to log in as soon as possible. Why? Because we need to start the download of SQL ISO in the second machine, and well, it's in my Google Drive, so from there it takes not long time to get downloaded in the, it's from internet to internet, right? So it doesn't take that much time comparatively. It does take time. So till then we will be discussing other features as well. So your first name admin SQL, if you have placed that username and the password, I'm going to click connect. The username and password has to be correct, obviously, otherwise it will give you an error, right? So it does let me log into the first machine. I'll click local server just to show you that here's the first machine, and it has the domain. Well, we have the domain your first name SQL.local, and I think I'm logged in from this machine as well. So okay, so I'm gonna go for the second machine, and I'm gonna log in from that as well. So that's the machine 2. Now you can either go from the first tab here, from where you started the first machine, and you can go for second machine. Now it will take you to the exact Bastion area or the RDP, whichever you prefer. And there in the second machine, well, I'll click overview, and you don't have to click overview, it's just there. You just have to change the username password. I just clicked overview, went to Bastion, use Bastion. It's empty now. So we need to log in from the same account of machine 1 from machine 2. In a VMware workstation, I would have asked the same thing, and we did the same thing in the mail server as well. Your first name, this is not the local admin account of the machine 2. This is the domain admin account, which is living in machine 1 inside Active Directory. So the same password, username, password. Now this is only possible obviously when it is joined to the domain. The second machine is joined to the domain. So select that. Okay. So this is my second machine here. I had opened it twice, so that's fine. Alright guys, so now once we're inside the second machine, this is my first machine, so I'm just going to drag it to the left. The first is on the left, and then second is on the right. Okay, that's first thing. Second thing is, if you're logged into both machines with this, now the first and second screenshots would be those three commands there, who am I, and host name and ipconfig, right? So I'm going to go to the first machine, where I am now, and I'm going to right click here and go to command prompt admin. So it would be who am I, host name, ipconfig. So let me just, it actually went a little up. I'll just drag it up again, just scroll up again. So Gideon, in both machines we're going to do that, but I've just done it in the first machine, and now I'm going to do that in the second machine as well. So first machine is there, and obviously the first screenshot here. So we would know that, okay, this is the current configuration from which we are going onwards to deploy SQL now, the database server. So I'll take a screenshot here. So configuration of your first name VM1 SQL would be the title. Let me take the sample screenshot here, and you will take yours, obviously. Hey, this class we take our own screenshots, not mine. Okay, so, or you wait if you're really fallen behind for some reason, so just email me that this is the reason I was not able to submit the screenshots by the end of the class. So those who are doing that same thing in VMware Workstation, you can, exactly, this applies to you as well. So I'm just gonna put that it's database, and then database class equals screenshot1 equals, yes, so one screenshot on first machine, and with same three commands, second screenshot on the second machine. So I'll go for screenshot 1. So your first name VM1 SQL configuration. So your first name VM1 SQL configuration is the title, and I'm putting that, oh sorry, putting that screenshot up. Let me just take that again now. Okay, so that's the sample screenshot is there on WhatsApp. I'm just gonna go to this second machine, and I'll go for right click here and command prompt admin, and what? So host name, yeah, who am I? Host name, ipconfig, and just scroll up a little so the who am I result and the command could show as well. So I'm going to take a screenshot of the second machine, and the title is still the same type. That would be, I'll put it on WhatsApp now so you can all see. Database class equals screenshot2 equals your first name VM2 SQL configuration. So your first name VM2 SQL configuration is the title of the screenshot 2, and let's have to take that again. So that's your second screenshot. Okay, so 2 screenshots done, and now what's the plan? So I'm just going to go back to the diagram here. What's the name of the second screenshot? Yeah, it's in WhatsApp as well. Let me just put it on WebEx as well here. This is the name. I just put it on WebEx chat now. Screenshot 2 name is this, and okay, so let's try to go ahead and first we'll just talk about it. So guys, we need to download the SQL Server. Now that SQL Server download link is available in Blackboard as well, and this machine is already on internet, right? So what we need to do is we can just download that SQL, but the browser is IE, which is also discontinued from Microsoft. So either we can go for Edge browser, or my favorite, but it's a RAM eater or memory eater, so that's Chrome. So we could download any one of the browser, and once we download and install it, then I'm going to go to the Blackboard. I'm going to go to week 3 where the download link is available, and inside week 3 I'm going to click first the SQL Server ISO. I'm going to come back here and put it in Chrome and hit the download button. So then we will just leave it to download, and we can discuss some of the features of SQL Server from the slide and some diagrams for that. So let's just start this procedure inside the second machine. First, I'm going to go for user-friendly browser. So this is in the second machine, again, machine 2, where we're going to install the SQL Server. So I'm just making sure I'm on machine 2. That's first thing. Second thing is, in machine 2, if you're there, you can see that the domain firewall is on. Second thing you can see here is IE, Internet Explorer Enhanced Security configuration is on as well. We do not want both of these for our training environment. So what I'm going to do is, in the machine 2, I'm going to go for domain. I'm going to turn it off. And all three profiles are on right now: domain networks, private networks, and guest or public networks. So I'm just going to go to turn Windows Firewall on or off. Hopefully by now everyone should know how to do this. So turn off Windows Firewall, the first one, the second one, and the third one. So, and then press OK, right? So we just need to turn off the firewall. All three should be red. IE is off. Okay, so Harshan says IE is off already, which is good. And just make sure that IE Enhanced Security, okay, that's what you're saying, is off. And the firewall also, just make sure. So I'm just going to go to IE Enhanced Security and click on, and it is actually on, so I'm going to turn it off and off. So make sure these two are off. And then let's go download our second browser, and then from there we'll just put that download link. So firewall is off and IE Enhanced Security is off. Let's go down to Internet Explorer browser. Let's open the browser, and well, hopefully you have internet connection. So I'll just uncheck that and close. Yeah, we all have internet connection. So I'm just gonna type download Chrome, and there's a download now link here. So go ahead and simply download Chrome. Download now. Okay, so 2 days ago Azure had a big outage. Microsoft Azure and many of the other Microsoft services had a big outage. It seems to be okay working since yesterday. Yesterday also we were doing that somewhere else. Okay, so what am I waiting for here? Did it not start download? Oh, download. Seriously, what's wrong? Okay, I think I did click it before as well. Or I'll go for internet options here, and I'll add it in the safe sites, although I have removed the IE Enhanced Security. I'll go to security in first settings, security in IE and trusted sites, and click sites. So I'll add it here that this is a safe site, right? So security, trusted sites, sites button, and then click the add button to the current site, whatever is there. So then refresh.
Excuse me, sir. Are we downloading Chrome on the second machine?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now it's downloading. So when I click download now, so it's going for Chrome setup.exe, and I'm going to click save here. So it's saved in the downloads folder, and then click run. So once it is downloaded and installed, then we can, while it is downloading in second machine, right, So I'll just visit the Blackboard there. It was open here. Okay, so browser is installed. So what link am I referring when I am talking about the Blackboard? So maybe database administration. The download link is in week 3 in Blackboard. So while the Google Chrome is installed in second machine, I'm going to go down to week 3 here. Week 3. I'll click that week 3 in Blackboard, and you can see that there's a download link for SQL Server 2016 Source Pack 2 Evaluation, and download link for Ssms, which is SQL Server Management Studio client to connect to SQL Server. So first of all, obviously we need this. So I need the link here. How can I get the link? If I click on top of this inside week 3 in Blackboard. So if I click that, so it shows you the download button, but I'm not going to download obviously in my laptop. I'll just simply click that. It will open in the browser. I need this link, right? This link. And copy. So I just wanted to paste it here in Chrome inside the second machine. And it shows the same thing. Hey, you want to download this inside the second machine inside Chrome. So I'm just going to click download, right? So copy the link from there and paste it inside the second machine's Chrome browser. Google can't scan. Yeah. Download anyway. Oh, since we're all downloading at the same time, that's gonna... Hopefully Google Drive does not mind that. So I have started the download here on this machine, and when this download is done, we're going to do two things. We're going to also start downloading the Ssms in both first machine and second machine, but I'm going to tell you at that time. We're going to then start the installation of SQL Server on the second machine. So hopefully the download has started. It has already, it's 2.8 GB for me, and 1.6 is already done. Sure. So it's in, okay, from Blackboard I'll just click that, and this is the link. Control C, and here's the link. Download link for SQL 2016 SP2 Source Pack 2. I'll put that in WhatsApp as well. Download link for SQL Server SP2 ISO. Okay, so it's in WhatsApp and WebEx, and in my second machine. Whoa, that is too fast. It just finished. So cool. Well, it was just 2.8 GB, so today's speeds are good. But yeah, this take a time there. Well, or let me know, at least update me. How about when majority of us are done? So while you're downloading that, we also need to go with our some of the features of mine is 535M done. Okay. So yeah, maybe in 5 to 10 minutes, everyone should be done. Maximum maybe 15 minutes. So in the slide, what we have to see first of all, should we download the other one too? Oh yeah, Eric says, well, yeah. So guys, what we need to do is for the download of Ssms, we can even start that too. So in week 3, you can see there's a SSMS. No, this is a very small, not very small, but small one, and we need to download this in machine 1 as well as machine 2. Why machine 2? Well, normally what we do is we download it in. So go ahead and start downloading this in machine 1 and 2. So get the link and put that. But let me just explain that this is just a client, and you can download it from server 1 and connect from server 1 over the network to server 2, and then open the SQL server from within this client SSMS, or you can just download it in the same server and you can just connect from there as well. So why in both servers? Because for Azure, sometimes Azure, if there's a problem with Azure and we cannot connect from one machine to another, so in that case, at least we will still continue working on SQL Server. You get error downloading the SSMS? No. I'm going to click that, and this link, let me just try first, and then I'll also provide you guys. First I'll try on the second machine, that other link as well, where everything's open. First machine, we have to download that Chrome first. So what does it say? Well, it's an exe file. Oh shoot, okay. It's an exe file, that's why. You don't have the authorization to view this page. Are you kidding? Sorry, can view or download. Yeah, Gideon, just give me a second here. It's giving. So let me just upload the ISO image of that. Guys, this is also over the internet available. This is not the specific SSMS that we want, but it is an exe file, so exe files are not available to download. Let me just give you a link from Microsoft. This is just freely available from anywhere. So if I just go to Google and type download SSMS, right? It's as simple as that. Download SSMS. If I press enter, let me just first go there, and yes, this is download SQL Server Management Studio, and this is the page. In that page, there is only one link here: download SQL Server Management Studio. So whichever version it is, 18 point something, 17 point something. I'm just gonna share this link now, which you can put in your machine 1 browser or machine 2 browser. So it says too many people have downloaded and to wait for 24 hours for SSMS or the SQL Server, the first ISO. Jacob. Oh, SSMS. Okay, that problem will be solved. See this, guys? Link to download SSMS. So there's a link I just posted on WebEx, and that link, when you go to, this is from Microsoft, and it's going to then once you open this page, you will see this download SQL Server Management Studio. So just simply click and download. Right. I'll put that link here in WhatsApp as well. And I'll put it here in week 3 instead of that link. So that link is also the same thing, what I am just offering here. Okay, on Blackboard also Microsoft page link is there. So I'm going to go for this link on first machine browser and second machine browser. So I'll go to the first machine browser and paste this. Enter. This is a Microsoft site, so no problem here. And you can see that first is this download SQL Server Management Studio. So I'm just gonna click that. Just download it, guys, and oh, it's just 535 MB. It's very small, so it should be downloaded right away. And I'm gonna copy that in the other machine. I'm gonna go to the first machine now, and there's IE here. If IE does not let you do things, just download the Chrome. Better, we might need internet from time to time, so I'm going to go to the first machine and simply first download the Chrome there as well. So rest of the course we don't have much issues there. Download Chrome. I'm going for the first machine, sorry. I'm going to the first machine and first downloading Chrome, then simply downloading Ssms. You don't have to download SQL Server in first machine, just the client, which is Ssms in the first machine. So just like we downloaded here, I'm just going to click run and let it install. Hopefully the ISO is done for everyone in the second machine, those who are following. I think everyone should be following. We need screenshots by the end of the class. Or if you're falling behind, just let me know on email. Okay, so I'll just wait for Chrome and then just download it here as well. So if ISO is installed for everyone in machine 2, we can actually start the deployment of SQL Server, and that also is not going to take a long time, but obviously some time it will take. The heavier we are making our machine, your $100 will be consumed by Microsoft, given by Microsoft, that will be consumed. So the web link should be downloaded on VM1 and VM2. Exactly, Gideon. Yes. Okay, so I'll just quickly remove these guys here, and this is the link, and I'll go for first machine. So the client can be installed on multiple areas, but definitely not the SQL. SQL is only on the second machine. Okay. Yep, the client is here as well. Normally I just install the client in another machine, not on the same machine as SQL. Although you can do that, technically it's okay, it doesn't matter. But over the network access, we need to check that out. In Azure, they have a bit different rules, allow this, allow that. So I'm going to check if it's not accessing from over the network, then we can also use the local one. So we could carry on with the Azure SQL topics. Okay guys, so far it's according to this diagram, we have downloaded SQL ISO and downloaded Ssms, and here we have downloaded Ssms, which is just a SQL Server Management Studio, or the client of SQL Server. Okay, so now we can just go for, hopefully everything is downloaded, and then we can go for deployment of SQL Server now on second machine only, right? So let's do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here. So which machine I am on first of all? Okay, is the Ssms downloaded? We can just only download, don't install it yet. But if you have installed it, it also doesn't matter. It's okay. If I check minimize which machine I'm on. Oh, I'm on first machine. Where's the link for ISO? Okay, so where's the link for ISO? In week 3, but let me give you, it was also copied up there in the chat and in WhatsApp as well. So guys, again, the request is, if you're falling behind, then just just wait for the video to come up, and then and let me know what was the reason for falling behind, and then upload it after 1 or 2 days. But let me finish the topics. I won't be able to connect to remote machines and for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Otherwise, we won't be able to complete topics of this course, right? Alright guys, I'm going to go to the second machine, and hopefully, let me just check if I am on second machine now. I'm going to minimize the browser here, minimize again. Yes, I am on second machine where I have already downloaded the SQL Server. So let's start the installation of a standalone SQL Server. There are types there. We're going to discuss that too. So I'm going to go to the yellow folder or the file explorer inside machine 2 VM2 SQL. So once you open the file explorer or the yellow folder, then it's in the downloads folder, and it is SQL Server 2016 SP2 full substream x64. Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna double click that, right? So once you double click, so okay, Gideon. So only download. Oh, you don't have that downloaded. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Oh, we started that earlier than Ssms. So I'll paste that link again here. I had pasted that link earlier in the chat. So this is I just pasted the link again. Well, Gideon, did the download start? Because you were saying it's 535 MB done way back. So you're asking me the link again. So something happened. Download stuck. So this is the second machine only. You need to put the ISO. Okay, so I hope you have started downloading the second one, as I put the link there already. And copy that link. Oh, you know, in WhatsApp you're chatting, and you put the where's the link, but if you see up, there's a blue link, there's the blue URL. Yes. So let me just put in the chat. Where you're typing, Gideon, are you seeing their other chats as well? So I've put down third time now that link. This is also in week 3 Blackboard. Okay, so Gideon has also put it on WhatsApp. So let me put that same download link here as well. Gideon, do you see in WhatsApp? If not, in the WebEx chat where you're actually chatting. So you should be able to see up and down chat as well, right? Just copy that and put it in the second machine browser, right? So this link you need to copy. Let me show you. So I'll copy this. See this? The Google Drive link. I'm in machine 2. I'm going to open browser, and I'll just paste it there. There's the link. And once you paste in the browser, it asks like this: do you want to download? Right? No, Gideon, this is not the same. This is the first file, which is the big SQL Server software. Ssms is the second file, which is a small client software. It's not the same, it is different. So that, okay, so yeah, so yeah, some students are not there at all where we are, and you cannot download the Ssms on VM1. So what's the name here? Yeah, Glean, right? So I gave that second link as well. Just put this one now. In the WhatsApp chat, I'm just putting that link now. Do you see that link in WhatsApp chat? And you can copy that from there and paste it inside the browser of machine 1, right? Okay, so let me know the status here, and we still need to discuss some of the points there about the SQL, and if you are there, if you have downloaded Gideon, when it is downloaded Ssms, let me know, right? Just put it on the chat, done, right? Or downloaded, and also either there or in WhatsApp. Gideon, I said before, this is not the same as Ssms. No, it is in Google Drive. So somehow you're not able to paste the link that I'm giving you on WhatsApp, or I'm not sure what's the other option now. Gideon, can you go to the Blackboard week 3 and copy it from there? It's not the same as SSMS. SSMS is different, and it's not a separate Google site. It's a Google Drive link, right? So paste from my real machine to my virtual machine, but I just logged into BB from the VM. Oh, okay. So please show me the link on Blackboard. Okay. Are you in week 3, Gideon? So this is, oh, are you in database administration or mail server? So database administration, this is the first link. Download link for SQL. So download link for SQL Server 2016 SP2. So you can click this. You can also open this within your second machine. Blackboard, try to open it. I think you're not able to copy paste. This machine might not be allowing you. If that's the case, you can open the Blackboard within the virtual machine and then download. So this is the link, right? If you click that, it opens like this. And you can select the whole thing in the browser like this. You can select the whole thing when it opens in the browser. Well, there are just 3 downloads and majority of the class is done. I'm not sure why you're confused about that. We have to download it. How can we then install it if we can't download? So, okay guys, let's discuss that. But Gideon, let me know if you're still not able to do that. Then I can connect to you during the break or at the end of the class. I'll remotely connect to your machine and I'll just do it for you. But during the class, I have to move on as well. I'll give you enough time to follow up with all the screenshots as well. For others as well, that's the same thing. If it's not going ahead, then I'll be able to help you during the break, or at the end of the class, I'll just simply connect to your machine. So all the help I can give, but we have to move on as well. Try to paste it if you can, otherwise it's okay. You can follow the lab in. I'll give you enough time from the video as well, so let me know. Alright guys, so here we just still need to follow with some of the topics here in the slide. Oh, Gideon, you're not able to paste the other link in week 3. Yeah, so true to download, but it says too many downloads. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's saying too many downloads. Okay. So in that case, guys, anyone else having this issue that too many downloads are there for SQL Server? Guys, can we upload that file? No one? Okay, so no, but it may have happened. Guys, can we upload the file here as well? I'm just gonna quickly do that. File, more tools. How can I upload a file in tool? Or anyone else can upload in some other, I don't know, from Microsoft. Paul, can you share that link of Windows Server 2016? Actually, it's there. I'm not saying that using Google Drive as a CDN is a good idea. Yes, you're right. So yes, Gideon, it is too many downloads if it's showing. Yes, this is genuinely a problem that can come with the Google Drive. So I'll just, if Paul is also downloading from this, so let me just go for SQL Server 2016 SP2 eval download, evaluation download. Oh, there you go. So Gideon, can you use that link given by Paul? I'm gonna click that link as well. Okay. and I clicked it, it's opening in this. Oh, okay. Oh, this is Express. No, wait for me, guys. This is Express Edition. Okay, there it is. So guys, go for this, Paul. Just follow this one, not the one that you have shared. That is Express Edition is a free one, right? So copy. Is it not that V1? Yes, Paul, there is a Express Edition, that is a free one. We're installing Enterprise Edition, right? So I'm just putting that link here. This is the, so everyone please download from this one official from Microsoft. So there are different versions that I want to talk first, and then we would know also that not all versions of SQL are the same. They are very different. It will not have all the features. So guys, I've given you that new link here, and from there you can just download. If it asks you to create new account, then create a new account there. So everyone please yeah, Cameron also shared that. So guys, let me just where do we download it to? So this link, let me just I hope you're seeing this chat here, right? So I'm just putting that link on machine 2, on VM2. So this is just for those who were not able to download from the Google Drive. If you were not able to download from Google Drive, click this one and download it in machine 2. If you were able to download from Google Drive, then if you were able to download from Google Drive, then you don't have to do this, right? This is for those who were not able to download from Google Drive. So this link is for those who were not able to download from Google Drive. So hopefully you got it. You need to download it in machine 2 on VM2, on VM2. So it happens, guys, some of us are not able to download, some of us are downloading. That's, well, we don't have our local labs, that's why we're having issues. But yes, we have to be there for everyone as well. But I'll try to push as well, just to go ahead a little, but trying also that everyone's on the same page. So if you were not able to download, this is the link, and on VM2, I'm just putting here as well on WhatsApp, right? While you are downloading on VM2 from the official Microsoft site, the SQL Server, so why not Express Edition, guys? What's the reason that I asked that, hey, do not install the Express Edition? So there are different editions here showing in the week 3 slide, right? So I'll just put that there, just revision of that. So we are, see this, yeah, additions and supported features of SQL Server 2016. So if you go for that, there are installation requirements vary based on your application needs. So obviously the enterprise version would have all the features, advanced features, has all the enterprise grade, big company based advanced features, right? Advanced has all the advanced features. And Express 1 is free to use. But then the limitations with very limited features, right? Okay. Okay, so Paul says, what makes Microsoft SQL different from PostgreSqL and MariaDB? So PostgreSqL is, if you, well, first of all, obviously they are inbuilt. Normally use PostgreSqL when you install in VMware, suppose in vCenter. vCenter is a big enterprise grade application, and you want built-in database with that. So with the lesser features, if you don't have a big environment and you're installing it for what, 200 users, maybe 300 users, then you can use PostgreSQL, but MariaDB is you can use it for small environments as well as huge environments as well. So the thing is that Microsoft SQL, when you say Microsoft SQL only, right? So it has different editions there. So PostgreSQL can compete with Express and standard web as well, uh, web version and developer, but for smaller environments. Although PostgreSQL they also use for 2,000, 5,000 user environment as well. MariaDB can compete with Express developer and enterprise editions as well. So Microsoft SQL is having different editions. Obviously, you have to choose according to your needs. So that's what we're going to discuss here as well. That which version is useful for what kind of scenario there. So and you can also give example of Oracle DB. Then Azure, AWS has its own Aurora DB, right? And there are many other databases there, but they are just rivals, and depends on you have 2,000 users or you have 200,000 users. So you will go for that type of database, and then what are your requirements? How many financial applications or hospital applications are connecting to your database? Is MariaDB for all kinds of applications? Does it have all the features that you need? So you have to go dig down into which database, which vendor's database has what features and how much is the license. So it all depends on your requirements and how much we can afford. So if you go for enterprise, standard, web, developer, express edition, and so enterprise edition, the premium offering, SQL Server Enterprise Edition delivers comprehensive high-end data center capabilities with blazing fast performance. So obviously it will support a huge amount of RAM, which Express will never support. Unlimited virtualization and end-to-end business intelligence, enabling high service levels for mission critical workload. So pretty much in big organizations you will see SQL Server Enterprise Edition 17, 19, and so and end users to data insight. So we're going to see a lot of features now when we install the SQL Server. You will see a lot of features showing there. Also for standard edition, that's the lesser feature with lesser price, obviously. So SQL Server Standard Edition delivers basic data management and business intelligence database. So when you say business intelligence, so that's your financial applications, but intelligence just is more towards analysis, and analytical applications should be installed that just analyzes your huge data. Okay, last year you've done this business from this continent. This product was sold to those people in those countries, in those communities. So it gives you very intelligent analysis of your huge data in SQL Server. Otherwise, you keep on putting data and nobody's there to analyze, then that data is useless. So SQL Server Standard Edition delivers basic data management and business intelligence database for departments and small organizations. So the word here would be, one of the words to choose would be small organizations. And okay, so there's a picture there that is shown. And if we go for this picture, Gideon has shared that picture. So download SQL Server setup files. What is this Express Edition? Oh, Gideon, did you download the link that was provided? So okay, this is not the one. Express Edition. I think. Okay, you did. Cool. So yeah, that edition was provided, and you clicked on it, and so this is not the one we need. Let me just copy that again. Other students were also just putting that link here, and this got confusing. So see this? I'm just putting the link on both WebEx and WhatsApp. So did you download it from here? Yeah. Okay, this one you need to download, not that one. Thank you for confirming by showing the picture. Okay. So yeah, when you say standard edition, so again it will be small organizations to run their applications and supports common development tools for on-premise and cloud, enabling effective database management with minimal IT resources. So if your company is small to medium size, you go for standard edition of SQL Server. But for large organizations, governments, and ministries, and DoD, Department of Defense, all the militaries. Anyway, big organizations, you go for Enterprise Edition with all out, lots of services and huge hardware support. So standard edition would be small organizations. If you go for Web Edition, SQL Server Web Edition is a low total cost of ownership option for web hosters and web apps to provide scalability, affordability, and manageability capabilities for small to large scale web properties. So pretty much it's saying, hey, you want to open a website, and you will have a lot of users connecting to your website, and they will make a membership. Huge memberships will be there. Signing up is going on. So I need a web edition. I don't need a standard edition or enterprise edition. My website just needs a backend there to host some of the users signups. Maybe it's a game, and you want to. They've gone through different levels there of a game, so that has to be stored. That information has to be stored as well, and other web capabilities. So it's optimized for the websites. You then will not go for any other type because it will have all the connectors that will be available for the websites. So web hosters would go for web edition, and then there is a developer edition here. SQL Server Developer Edition lets developers build any kind of application on top of SQL Server. So now if you're a programmer and you need a SQL Server in the background, so you're going to be doing a lot of testing. You're going to be doing a lot of deleting and modifying. So developers will have their own optimized database. So it includes all the functionality of Enterprise Edition, but is licensed for use as a development and test system, and not as a production server. So obviously it's going to be the testing environment, hit and trial and test. But it's going to have the features of Enterprise Edition. So that's really cool. Developers get to have the full featured SQL database, but at the very less cost. Obviously, you cannot use that in production environments. So SQL Server Developer is an ideal choice for people who build SQL Server and test applications. So definitely developers or programmers, Python, you've gone for Python, or Visual Studio, Visual C or C Sharp. So those languages, you want to test. When you're creating an application out of that, then you can go for. Okay, there's a link. There's a question in WhatsApp there. So Kingsley, if you have already downloaded from the Google Drive, then you don't have to download this. But if you were not able to download from the Google Drive, that Google Drive link is there, right? So if you were not able to, then go here. Cool. Okay, guys. So there's a developer edition, and then comes our favorite Express edition, right? So the Express edition is the entry-level free database, and is ideal for learning and building desktop and small server data-driven applications. So Express edition, obviously we would love to use that. Otherwise we can go for MySQL if you have worked with Linux as well, or you can go for Postgre, which is inbuilt for small companies. So Express edition. Internet has been down for at least 45 minutes. Oh, from the rain. Okay. So yeah, we were talking about this, and we just downloaded the Cameron. We just downloaded the SQL Server ISO and the Ssms to the machine. SQL Server ISO was downloaded on second machine. Ssms was downloaded on first and second machine, both. But then we are discussing the slides here. So yeah, in terms of lab, you didn't miss anything. Other than, if you haven't downloaded, go ahead and download from the Blackboard Week 3. The SQL Server and Ssms, which is the other one, client software. Okay, so oh yeah, so Gideon, yes, that's it. So guys, this would be it, evaluation edition, and we're gonna go through that. But yes, this is it. Thank you for sharing and confirming. Very good. So please don't download it now because we're going to download it together. So everyone just only download. We're going to install it. Sorry, we're going to install it together. Okay, so but it's very crucial to know that why are we going for Enterprise Edition and why not for the other edition. So now we know that Express Edition entry-level free database is ideal for learning and building desktop and small server data-driven applications. So first of all, it's free, but obviously you will have big limitations there. No, Gideon, it would be on only SQL on the second machine. The SQL Server 2016 Source Pack 2 only on second machine. Okay, so you're welcome. Okay, it's the best choice for independent software vendors. So independent software vendors, developers, and hobbyists building client applications. So then you would go for Express Edition. If you need more advanced database features, SQL Server Express can be seamlessly upgraded to other higher end versions of SQL Server as well. So yes, you can upgrade it to a standard or enterprise edition as well. We are downloading enterprise because we need to check all the advanced features from a system administration point of view. SQL Server Express Local DB, a lightweight version of Express that has all of its programmability features, yet runs in user mode and has fast zero configuration installation and a short list of prerequisites. So yes, it is really easy to install, but then obviously if it is easy to install, then it would be lacking a lot of advanced features that we really need. So in that case, you can just, as the usage already shows here, so it is for software developers, vendors, developers, and hobbyists. Okay, so we talked about the 5 editions there, and enterprise standard, web, developer, and express. We're going for the enterprise, and or even if you go for standard, all the features will be there, but the scalability will not be. Suppose you have 100,000 users here, enterprise edition, and you actually installed. Suppose enterprise edition supports 100,000 to 200,000 connections there, but you'd actually download standard edition. So features of enterprise will be there, but scalability will not be there, and that is if it's going to say, hey, I can't take more than like 5,000, 10,000 users connections, or 5 or 10 applications. I can't take more than that. So it's gonna have limitations. That's why we need to choose that how many applications and how much data is coming every day to the databases to choose the correct edition. Okay, so here we talked about the versions there. Now let's also start the download install process, and then we're going to come back to the slide again. In fact, some of the installation choices will require that we also come back to the slide and check out what are those versions there. So deciding among SQL Server components, use the feature selection page of the SQL Server installation wizard. So this is what we are going to start now. In order to select the components to include in an installation of SQL Server. By default, none of the features are selected. Obviously, we're going to select them all. So use the information below, and it says that SQL Server Database Engine, you need to select that. Analysis services, you want to go for that. We're going to talk about that, obviously. Reporting services are there. Integration services are there. Master data services, so we need to talk about that and understand them. R services for big applications like Teradata, Hadoop, Linux. If you want to connect to those, you go for it is called R services. Then there are some management tools there. SQL Server Management Studio. Well, that is obviously what I asked you to download in both machines in case we are not connected from first machine to another. When we talk about SQL Server Management, so in till last year before COVID-19, so we had access obviously to our desktops. So we would install Ssms on SQL 1 and remotely connect to the SQL Server, which would be on a VM2, virtual machine 2. But now, just because of Azure environment, I've just asked you to download. So it's just a client. Suppose you've downloaded SQL on the internet and you have connection to internet, you can also download Ssms in your laptop here at your home. And from that client in your laptop, you can connect to Azure and to the SQL installed inside. You can do that too. So, but later we're going to try to do this. Okay, so can you post this paid diagram to OneNote? Paint diagram. Okay, so I was thinking, hey, how much I paid for that? In fact, I should put it on payment. Okay, this is going to be okay. So show on OneNote. Okay, sure. So here and okay, so let's initiate the installation, and we're going to understand some of the options there as well. And for that, I'm going to go to my second machine. So according to the diagram, let's go to the second machine, and let's double click. Let's go to the downloads folder and double click this downloaded SQL ISO, right? So I'm going to go to this the machine here, and so first I'm going to check that which machine I am in. If I just hover my mouse over there, it just shows me VM2 and minimize the browsers, close the window. So yeah, I'm on machine 2. So hopefully everyone is on machine 2 here. And then let's open that file explorer or the yellow folder inside your machine 2, and then go to downloads folder. Hopefully everyone's in the downloads folder, and you see this SQL Server 2016 SP2 x64, right? So hopefully we're seeing that, and I'm gonna just simply double click not the Ssms but the SQL Server 2016 SP2, and I'm gonna double click that, right? So once you double click, it mounts to the DVD of your virtual machine. So it just shows you the internal folder structure of the SQL Server, and there is that setup file here which you should be seeing there. Obviously you need to double click that setup file. I'm going to double click that setup file here, and well, it first thinks that whether to start or not, and then it opens the first page, which is in the background right now. So I'm just going to click that. So this is the first page that opens for SQL Server. So there's the planning, there's installation, maintenance, tools, resources, advanced options. So that's a lot of stuff. And obviously you need to plan when you are deploying a SQL Server. So there it shows also hardware and software requirements. View the hardware and software requirements. That's the documentation there. If I click that first link here, so obviously we have internet connection here as well, and it goes to hardware and software requirements of SQL Server 2016 and 2017. Now, till the last year, we were going for 2012 and 2014 together, and this is 2016 and 2017, pretty much same requirements here. On this page, I just clicked that first link here, so it's just a documentation here. So and it just shows you there's SQL Server 2019 here as well, and but it says their hard disk requirement when it comes down to 2016 2017, so it's minimum 6 GB hard disk is required. Disk space requirements will vary with the SQL Server components you install. Obviously if you select all the components, it's going to be requiring a lot of disk space. When we say all of the components, when we start the installation, you will know that what I'm talking about. But installing SQL Server on computers with the NTFS, so that is your Windows partition, or REFS, that's the new file system, resilient file system or new technology file system formats is recommended. So they're saying that don't go partitions other than NTFS or REFS. And the FAT32 file system is supported but not recommended as it is less secure than the NTFS or REFS. So okay, Gideon says, so I can't see what I downloaded in downloads. Oh, Gideon, did you download it inside the virtual machine or on your laptop or desktop? So Explorer of virtual machine 2 or the Explorer of your desktop? Yeah, so then it normally downloads it in the downloads folder, unless you chose some other folder to download. So if you in Internet Explorer, guys, it does download in the downloads folder, right? You can just check the, well, normally it's download folder, but you can check the documents folder, or you can, if downloading from official link, it will give a 5 MB exe. Oh, okay. But it should be inside the downloads folder, the 5 MB as well. So Gideon, you did double click that. I think so. You have to just check that which folder inside the machine. VM2. Otherwise, you can start download again. So this is the link, but you should have that link, right? So this is the official link. Exe file. Okay. So let me check. Otherwise, you can check. Otherwise, you will have enough time to follow up on the video as well. But if it's a quick one, yeah, let me know. Then I'll just. So.
Maybe you will know.
Which? Maybe in Windows folder, you're saying? Okay, guys. While we get the next message. So until then, so there's a hard disk there, and NTFS or REFS file formats is recommended. Obviously, you don't go for FAT32, which normally is not available in production environments. We format when we install Windows, we always format with either NTFS or now. Well, it's not now. It's also old REFS, Resilient File System of Windows. And obviously, you need a DVD-ROM and then monitor. The resolution. Internet functionality requires internet access. 512 MB Express Edition requires basic RAM 512 MB. All other editions 1 GB. Express Edition again 1 GB. All other editions at least 4 GB RAM minimum. So we have 8 GB RAM here. But if you have less than 4 GB RAM for the second VM, suppose you're installing it in VM Workstation, so that's not going to work. So and should be increased as database size increases to ensure optimal performance. So obviously 4 GB is minimum. Better give 16 GB. In production environments, we give 128 GB, 256 GB RAM, 500 GB RAM, 512 GB RAM, right? So okay, so you see it. So processor 1.5 gigahertz is the minimum requirement. Recommended is 2 gigahertz. Oops. Annotation request. Okay, so you want to draw something. I know it's just by mistake. So recommended is 2 gigahertz or faster. Obviously, you would go for a heavy server. Processor type x64 processor, AMD Opteron, AMD Athlon 64, Intel Xeon. Normally that you would see a lot in production environments with Intel EM64T support. Intel Premium 4 with EM64T support as well. So 64-bit processor with virtualization support there. Installation of SQL Server is supported on x64 processors only. It is no longer supported on x86, which is 32-bit. So obviously that's an old thing. Every hardware is now 64-bit. So the minimum memory requirement for installing the data quality server component in data quality services DQS is 2 GB RAM. So it's just going for all the other. We're just trying to check the main requirements there. And then software requirements. So there is that .NET framework. .NET framework is required to be installed 4.6. So normally it is referred to as pain in the neck as well. .NET Framework 4.6 if it is not installed, and suppose you're installing it, many of the time it installs quietly and seamlessly, but sometimes when it's stuck, it's a bad nightmare. So .NET Framework has to be installed for what services of the database? There's database engine. Now database engine, we're about to install the database engine service, right? So that is really powering, giving us all the basics of our database server. All the analytics and reporting and basic functionalities of the database are done by database engine. And then master data services or replication. So we're going to go for replication as well. This is a critical service for high availability, and SQL Server setup automatically installs .NET Framework. So this is what we are relying on. It says SQL Server automatically installs .NET Framework. If you're stuck, it's kind of tricky. And if you have an older operating system, suppose you're going for Sql 2012 R2, your company insists, suppose, then you have to separately install in Windows Server 2012 R2 4.6 .NET Framework. Okay, and network software, so that is, you should have a proper network there. It's not specific, every network has that actually, so nothing much here. Okay, so other than that, if I go ahead, so SQL Server Setup installed the following software components required by the product: SQL Server native client and SQL Server Setup support files. Okay, setup support files are okay. And there are additional hardware and software requirements for the polybase feature. For more information, get started. So if you have gone for extra features there. Now, operating system support, obviously you need to know that before you recommend somebody else. You're going to be hired in some big companies, and you will be recommending. So obviously you need to be on this page first before you even start saying what hardware. So 2016 data center enterprise edition of SQL Server. So the following table shows which editions of SQL Server 2016 and 2017 are compatible with which versions of Windows. So Windows Server 2016 data center, which we have right now, so all the versions are compatible with pretty much all the version data center standard essentials of Windows Server 2019, 2016, and 2012 R2 standard essentials. Pretty much all SQL Server 2016, 2017 versions are compatible with all the operating system here. There are no starts from Windows 10 IoT Enterprise. You can install a standard edition of SQL Server even in your client machine, Windows 10 machine. You can download that, install that SQL Server. That's the coolest thing about that. The email, the enterprise Exchange server, you can't do that on a client machine. But SQL Server, yes, you can do it on a client machine. The standard edition, web edition, so developer standard, web, and express. So all you can install on Windows 8.1, 8. Okay, some of the editions it says no, but others. So this is about the operating system, server core support, installing SQL Server 2016, 2017 on server core. If you know what is server core, it is all command prompt, right? So you need to give commands there, PowerShell commandlets there to really run 2016 and 2017. But if you go for command-based server core, so Windows Server 2019 standard supports that, SQL Server 2016, 2019 Data Center, 2016 standard, and 2016 Data Center, but not the essentials. That's what they're saying. If you go for command prompt based, and then yep, okay, WoW 64 Windows 32-bit on Windows 64-bit is a feature of 64-bit editions of Windows. So this is just backward compatibility that it really is showing there. So any 32-bit, the older legacy applications. So WoW 64 is not supported for SQL Server installations. However, management tools are supported in WoW 64, which is Windows 32-bit, older Windows on 64-bit, newer hardware architecture based. So, and then some legacy features they're talking about, which you can read in the article. Cross-language support they have. Disk space requirements, we already talked about that. But if you go for specific features of database engine, data files, replication, we're going to be selecting replication. Full text search, we're going to be selecting. Data quality services, we can select later as well. So then it's, separately, these services will take this much space there. So that's what they're talking about. Storage types here. Local disk you can install on shared storage. You can install it on shared storage. If anyone has worked on SAN, storage area network, or LUNs, then you would know that it's shared storage would be that you have these virtual machines here. Suppose this is the SQL server, that's the second machine here, right? And you have SAN, storage area network. So obviously when you go to any network environment, any company, any medium to large size companies, they would have SAN, storage area network. and those are just boxes with disks after disks after disks after disks. So these are all SSD disks and expensive disks. So these tower machines are just full of disks. What do they do? You over the network map those disks to your SQL servers. So these disks are not physically part of these machines. These are disks over the network. So when you create a database on top of these disks, these databases are never locally inside the machine. They are always on the SAN. So they're saying that you can deploy it on shared storage as well. And the SQL Server Failover cluster installation supports local disk only for installing the temp DB files. We're going to talk about what is temp DB as well. But temp DB, well, brief introduction is that it's a database where day-to-day running files, you are doing some task, it requires some files to be run in the background. So that is temp DB. You're going to see that when we install database. So ensure that the path specified for the temp DB data and log files is valid on. Okay, so the main thing here is that you can run it on shared storage, then S2D as well. S2D or storage spaces direct. Well, maybe in virtualization in class you may have heard about vSAN. So vSAN is virtual SAN. It is dependent on the local disks. It creates a highly available storage on the basis of a local disk. So vSAN is, for low cost. Companies don't want to spend thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars on the SAN solution from NetApp or Dell, HP. So they go for vSAN, which is just local disk based, highly available solution, right? So S2D is a virtual SAN solution. In VMware, they offer vSAN solution, and in Microsoft, they call it Storage Spaces Direct, which is just local disk based solution. But it also makes your volume highly available. If one server goes down, your volume on which the database is living is still up and running, while one physical server has gone down. So in an SMB file share is just server message block, or this means that Windows operating systems or Windows machines want to share files with each other. They use the protocol SMB. So they want to share the files with each other. They use the protocol SMB. So it supports all these types of storage. So I'm just gonna copy that and put it on OneNote. So Paul says, can one install applications on a NFS share? Oh, that would be Linux based, and Microsoft database cannot be installed on an NFS share, but MySQL would be. So MySQL is for Linux, and that is also SQL but for Linux, and it's free as well. So no, SQL Express may have Linux extensions as well. May have. I don't think so, but they might have given it for newer SQL Express free edition. But yes, otherwise it's just Microsoft NTFS file share, not NFS. Yeah, well, actually, Microsoft has NFS extensions as well. Microsoft has so if you deploy NFS, so if I go for my virtual machine here, and you can see in dashboard and add roles and features, and if I go to features here, this is the features window here, and actually it has a NFS as well. Oh yeah, it's not in features, it's in SQL file and storage services, and then file and SCSI services, and then server for NFS. So if you download that, then it may install, but normally this is just compatibility with Linux applications on Windows. So otherwise SQL would go for NTFS and REFS partitions, not for NFS. Okay. And Paul says here, do you think Microsoft will replace the Windows NT kernel with Linux? No way. Well, if you have some news there, but I don't think they would go and adopt the rival's kernel. They will stick to their own, unless you have some reports from Satya Nadella He's the Microsoft top guy. Okay, guys, so we were talking about all these, and we got to know that what kind of shared storage and the vSAN, alternative vSAN in VMware, and storage spaces direct or S2D in Microsoft, and then SMB file share they are supporting. Then installing SQL Server on a domain controller, that's definitely not, well, you want to test that, then it's okay. But for security reasons, we recommend that you do not install SQL Server on a domain controller. SQL Server setup will not block installation on a computer that is a domain controller, but the following limitations. So it will let you install SQL Server on a domain controller, but with limitations. You cannot run SQL Server services on a domain controller under a local service account. You have to give Active Directory account privileges to run the services of the SQL Server. After SQL Server is installed, you cannot change the computer from a domain member to a domain controller. So it has some limitations there. Obviously, nobody would try to go for SQL Server installation on domain controller in a production environment. But small companies, suppose the boss says, hey, that's all the physical machine I have, and you're the DBA, good luck, or you're the system administrator. So technically, yes, you can deploy a SQL Server on domain controller if that's the only choice left. It's not gonna deny anything. It's just that just manage it then. Like I would say, good luck. So, but technically you can install that. Just like, and also this is the same for Exchange Server. We can install Exchange Server or the email server on domain controller as well. But obviously it's not meant to be installed on, this application is not meant to be installed on domain controller. Okay, restriction. So there are some restrictions they are saying, and then the installation media, and that's it. Next step. So we got to know about the compatibilities, hardware and software compatibilities, which is really important resource. Okay, so Cameron says, me and Paul have some news for that. Oh, really? Like Windows NT kernel against Linux? Okay, I thought you're saying that you have a news, that confirmation. Okay, so Hyper-V patches in Linux kernel. Oh, okay. Yeah, they are actually trying to attract, Microsoft is trying to attract a lot of Linux community. There's a huge Linux community. And since we are on cloud now, like the whole era is going towards cloud, so their Linux is really more money saving than Microsoft. So Microsoft will try its best to attract Linux guys and the whole huge community this way, if they are going for that. Okay, so I'm gonna go for putting that hardware and yeah, that hardware and software. So I'm just gonna go up there. So guys, I'm just putting that resource, or actually that link here. Why am I putting that here? Obviously it's useful, first thing. Second thing, it's going to come in your quiz as well, so it's better to have that link there. You will have an open book quiz, but you will have some limited time for that. So I'm just collecting the resources for you. You can just go through those resources and give the quiz answers for midterm and final term. I'm just going to make sure that it's really painful. Oh, did I say painful? Okay, so here guys, let's go ahead, and we talked about the hardware and software requirements there. If I go back to, you can see that box icon at the bottom, right? So we're back to hardware and software resources. Then there is security documentation, online release notes, system configuration checker. Now that would be very interesting. That does this system really will allow us to install SQL Server? So that's a small utility that just runs and checks the compatibility of the local machine. If I let's click that system, if it just goes much longer, then we don't have to really follow that. But system configuration checker is run check, operation completed, and pass 10, failed 0, warning 0, skip 0. Okay, that's a very good report. Hopefully nobody got less than 10 in pass. So let's click the show details here. So if you see this, obviously that calls for a screenshot number 3, where you would go for, so what I clicked here, if the CP24 is okay, or if there's a match going on. So now let's just pay attention back to this. I'm sure, I'm just kidding, I'm sure everyone's there. Oh, don't have the system configuration checker, Gideon? Guys, anyone missing that? Can you show how to do that one more time? Yeah, sure. So if you're on this page, no, not if you use the exe. Oh, okay, okay. So, well, I use the exe, right? Like I went to setup. Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna close all that, and you're in. I guess everyone has gone to the downloads and then double-clicked it and mounted it. After that, it's the application. I double-clicked here. So, okay, got 10. I don't have that. And Cameron says no. And okay, Dylan says got 10. Harshan says this one is from. Well, that's the same exact version. But guys, oh, hopefully that's not the different. I downloaded the same thing and uploaded on Blackboard. So if you download the ISO, you can do this. But they say different from Microsoft. Then no. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's unfortunate that we have kind of different versions here. But hopefully the main features, the main features would be the same. Both are actually enterprise versions. Not sure why they're different. So it's okay. You don't have to take that screenshot. If you say it's not there, that's okay. You don't have to take that screenshot. But let me just show you then. Well, actually, I did show that already. So system configuration checker. If you don't have it, it doesn't matter. So I actually downloaded it from the ISO in the week 3. If you download it directly from Microsoft and it's not there, it's okay. Doesn't matter. So, well, what we understand here is that it's gonna check if you have .NET application security. Wow, it has. And also, I did say wow, but there's a wow 64 here as well, which just means that backward compatibility is also configured here. And then SQL Server Setup product incompatibility. So yes, nothing is incompatible in short. So I'm going to click cancel here, and that's good enough, right? Okay. Check the WhatsApp. Second last message is what we get if downloading from Microsoft. Okay, thank you. In WhatsApp. Oh, second last. Okay. So you're saying this one you got. Guys, are you exactly after going through this? So you do see that screen. I'm going to cancel out from here. You do see this. Can anyone take a screenshot of this? In the planning, can you just take a screenshot of this? And let's then go for the installation. Okay, so well, if anyone gets a chance, then try to upload a screenshot on WhatsApp for what you're seeing in terms of in the planning page. Okay, so this is system configuration checker. We understand the purpose of it, right? The purpose is to just check the configuration or the compatibility. Then there's a download upgrade advisor. Guys, do you all see this download upgrade advisor, right? Hopefully everyone sees that. So upgrade advisor obviously will be advising for upgrade. So upgrade advisor analyzes SQL Server components that are installed and identifies issues to fix either before or after you upgrade to, this is to SQL Server 2016 and not beyond SQL Server. Obviously, you will if you're upgrading to a SQL Server. So where would you really put it? So this screenshot 3 is can find. No, so Harshan, we do not need screenshot 3. If you have taken it, it's okay. But no, we're not. I'm not asking for screenshot 3 for now. So guys, when it comes to upgrade advisor, okay, so there's a screenshot, and obviously I'm just sharing screenshots for everyone to also. So computer domain controller. Guys, no one got this, right? well, those who were able to test it. So computer domain controller. Oh, you got that too. Okay, everyone says, guys. First of all, my question would be, oh, you don't get it. My question would be, you're not running this setup on the first machine. You are running this setup on second machine, right? So that is crucial. Do not run this setup on the first machine. Run this on the second machine. First machine is a domain controller. Second is not. We'll run it on the machine that is not a domain controller. And the second thing is that yeah, everyone should be in the second. And second thing is that it also could mean now obviously when you click the warning here, then we would know exactly what's the problem. But it could be that the second machine is not able to communicate with the first machine, or the member server is not able to communicate with the domain controller, and that's so. Go ahead and click the warning, and you can just check that what exactly is it saying, and then you would know that what you need to do. Most probably, what I would suggest is go to the first machine, turn off all the firewall profiles. Okay, so most probably it will just say that turn off. It might resolve if you have the firewalls on for machine 2 and machine 1, or try to ping from 2 to 1 and 1 to 2. If there's some communication error which should not be there, so then it would also say that. But if you click the warning, it would then tell you what exactly is the problem. Right, guys, here download upgrade advisor. If we go for that, so you can see where would you want to run it. Obviously you would run it when you want to upgrade. So you have a machine here that has SQL, old SQL, right? So equal, did I say equal? Yeah, SQL 2012, 2014. If you have those, or even older, so you would go to that machine, and then you would run this download upgrade advisor and run it, right? So on an older one, it will just check that oh, it is configured with this service, that service, this service, that service. Oh, this one is not compatible, sorry, I'm an upgrade advisor, I'm telling you, you have to uninstall this service in the older SQL, and then you can successfully upgrade the older SQL to the newer 2016 SQL, right? So that's one thing, upgrade advisor. You need to run it on the separate machine. There are two words here, and one is upgrade and the second is migrate. Anyone knows the difference between the two? Aren't they the same? Or anyone knows the difference between the two? Upgrade, migrate. Sometimes the difference is so astonishing. So anyone knows the difference between upgrade or migrate? Yes, there you go. Exactly. That's the difference. Actually, nobody said anything. Yeah. So, okay. Migrate is sidestep. What does that mean? Sidestep. Like, oh, there you go. So, moving, yes. But isn't upgrade also moving? Like you're moving from older to newer for good. Upgrade gets you something new. Okay. So yeah, migrate doesn't get you something new. That means. Oh, okay. So you're talking about migrate. Maybe you're migrating from 2012 to a new hardware. So in that case, it will be still 2012. So guys, upgrade and migrate, the difference is that it's changing the hardware is the difference, right? So sometimes the difference when I say that, it's like, really, are you kidding me? So changing hardware. If you're upgrading from 2012, SQL 2012 to 2016, SQL 2012 to 2016, if you're upgrading on the same hardware, if you're not changing the hardware, if that's it, so that is also called in-place upgrade. But if you're doing that, so this is called upgrade. If you are actually installing 2016 and this hardware is too old, 2016 cannot be actually installed on this or upgraded to this, so you have to migrate. So SQL 2012 over the network will be migrated to 2016 on a new machine. If you're changing hardware, that is called migrate. If you're doing right on that hardware, changing 2012, 2014 to 2016, so that is called upgrade. So upgrade is all about that. Did you change the hardware? If you didn't, it's upgrade. If you change the hardware, it's migrate. But in both cases, you get the new version. But you don't have to go over the network to do that if it is upgrade, right? So this is Upgrade Advisor will be downloaded and run on the older machine to advise you about all the current features and current hardware. That hey, you can do upgrade, you can do migrate, and get rid of this feature, that feature, or fix the errors in that feature and this feature. Then go ahead. So Upgrade Advisor would be really a job saver when you're actually doing the big decision of upgrading or migrating your older SQL to newer SQL. Both cases, it becomes a newer SQL. Okay, here, and oh, I thought that was wow. Okay, we've been taken over. The person who's typing, can you mute your mic? Thank you. I just heard them typing. Please mute your mic. I don't see any mic open here. Wow. No, that doesn't show that. Okay, anyway, we've been taken over. And we have
That's one and chicken. This is it, stupid man. Welcome You can do anything.
Hey, is there something on here in the background? Only I am coming from. Is somebody else there? But it's oh, okay. Let me do that. Guys, I think it's a kind of an hack and let me just, I'm gonna, yeah, so I'm going to start this video. Alright guys, so we were talking about, it's after the break, and I'm just gonna double check my video. It's working. So we were talking about the upgrade advisor, and we talked about upgrade and migrate difference, and hopefully everyone's able to hear me. So there's that online installation help. Well, that's another documentation, how to get started with SQL Server 2016 failover clustering. So that's really important, and hopefully we'll be able to do that stunt. I call it stunt because we're on Azure, but you know, the same rules should apply that we were or I used to configure in the desktops, which we will try on here in Azure. Okay, so failover clustering, and then get started with the installation of Power Pivot. Again, another advanced feature there. Get started with installation of reporting services. So there is reporting services there that creates very advanced reporting and for any of the databases that you want. And upgrade documentation. So this is the whole documentation that they go for. Install SQL Server, migration assistant. So that's another one, migration assistant. There's an upgrade advisor. There's a migration assistance there as well. Assistant there as well. Hopefully we won't get hacked again. Knock on wood. Yeah, hopefully. So, and then how to apply SQL Server updates. Then you need to patch the SQL Server. So then you get to apply it. So guys, that was the planning part here, but let's go for our installation here. So let's click that installation. That's the second one on the left on that same document here. So there you can see in installation, there's new SQL Server standalone installation or add features to an existing installation. So both ways you can do that. Suppose you just installed SQL2016 and you just want to install some more existing features there, so you can do that. And then there is install SQL Server management tools, so it's a link here as well. And then install SQL Server data tools, so a lot of other tools that you can go for. Launch a download page that provides a link to install SQL Server data tools. SSDT provides Visual Studio integration, including project system support for Azure SQL Database, the SQL Server Database Engine, reporting services, analysis services, and integration services, and internet connection is required. So, okay, new SQL Server Failover cluster. So this is the way we will be implementing failover. We will have to come to installation once we have two SQL servers there. Hopefully we can have to. So we will then go for new SQL Server Failover cluster installation and add a node to a SQL Server Failover cluster. So failover cluster means you have two SQL servers, one goes down, other keeps the show running. So how the first one of the two is installed, and then how to add a node. Node just means another server, SQL server, to be added in the cluster or in the group of SQL servers to make the databases highly available. So upgrade from a previous version of SQL Server. So that's the actual action or launch link. And then there's a R server standalone installation. Launch a wizard to install R server on a Windows machine. This is typically used by data scientists as a standalone analysis server or as a SQL Server R services client. So again, analytical processes will be executed from here at the R server. Anyway, let's go up. Actually, we are on this page. So there's the top option here. We will still try to talk about these tools as well, but right now let's start the installation so we could get it done before the time of the class. So new SQL Server standalone installation or add features to an existing installation. Let's click this option. So it is in installation and the top option here. So it's a standalone installation right now. So let's click that. Once you click that inside server 2, the VM2, then please wait while Microsoft SQL Server starts. So it shows me this screen, right? Hopefully it is showing you also this screen. Well, till last year we were installing, and that was having a product key here as well. In the last year videos when we were installing, so everyone had that same product key, so it was inbuilt. So that was a GB version, German version of SQL. This year I asked, and I was given the ENROLL version, although there is that developer. In fact, guys, I was gonna show you that there is another. Oh, okay. So, you know, it has a long list of software and it is developer tools or something like that. Anyway, it's in Azure as well. When you go there to subscription, it shows you then the software to download. That has your 1 year key. Anyway, so if you see evaluation, that's okay, and click next. So once you click next, obviously you have to accept the license terms. Select that and click next. Oh, go back please. That's it. That's the first page.
Sorry, how did you get here, please? What did you click?
Cancel. Yes. So on this page, I went to installation. and then this one, new SQL Server Standalone. So click that. Installation, new SQL Server Standalone. I'm going to click that. And then this page comes and we click next. I accept the terms, license terms, next. So it's pretty simple options there. So then it does a check on the so there's global rules, it went for that. Then it's Microsoft update, the 4th page I'm on now. So obviously we're going to go for use Microsoft update to check for updates, recommended. It's also recommended. So if you have that WSUS server in your environment, Windows Server Update Services, that's a separate server that you download in your environment, and then that server is responsible for downloading all the updates and deploy it on the LAN to all the machines. Okay, or Intune is for cloud-based devices, Microsoft Intune. Okay, anyway, select that and click next. My global rules failed. Okay, there's a if I go back here, global rules and 9 paths. If I go show the detail here, setup administrator, setup account privilege, restart computer. I have to restart. Oh, okay. So there's a pending restart. Okay. So hopefully everyone's global rules are okay. In fact, guys, because of this, thanks to Cameron now. So let's take a screenshot of the global rules. So guys, if you're on the next screen here, then go just one screen back, and if you see the screen of global rules, third one like this, so click the show details, right? So if you click the show details, you can see this screen. Go ahead, and that would be the third screenshot. So global rules of SQL Server 2016. So third screenshot title is global rules of SQL Server 2016. So I'm just gonna take a screenshot of this. What is the keys? Oh, keys by pressing one key at a time. Okay. Oh, Kingsley shows global rules, and that is like 5. Mine is like this, which is okay. Kingsley is okay. How come? But okay, let me just type that SQL database equals screenshot 3 equals global rules of SQL 2016, and the screenshot I'll take. What is the screenshot name? Yeah, I'm just putting that on WhatsApp, but it's global rules for SQL 2016. That's a screenshot name, global rules of. So that's on WhatsApp now, the screenshot and the screenshot name there. Okay, oh, there are some comments there. I'm already ahead, and that and can't go back. Oh, how ahead are you that you can't go back? Even at the last, if you go, suppose I go even ahead of this, then I cannot go back. Install setup files. Oh man, I just went ahead, but it's gonna take some time. Okay, if I go back now, yeah, you're right. Oh, you would see the install rules there. So some of us are gone ahead, which is okay. So you can take the install rules screenshot instead of global rules, and you can call that screenshot as install rules of 2016. Oh, you just canceled and started again. Wow, you went the extra step. Wow. So just cancel and redo it. Oh, okay, that's why. Can go back after install rules. Okay, that is also okay. So yeah, I was just trying to facilitate that. If you did not take the global rules screenshot, then go for install rules screenshot and name it. But since you're there in global rules, so yes, just take that screenshot and then click next until you reach here to the install rules. So just go ahead and click next until you reach the install rules, everyone. Because I went ahead and then now I cannot go back from install rules. So if you've taken the screenshot number 3 of global rules, that's good. Anyone still decided not to go back can also do this and just change the title to install rules. Anyway, but we're not gonna take the screenshot number 4 for install rules. It's okay. We don't. We will take a screenshot at the end of this for the summary. We will take a screenshot of that. So anyway, let's click next. From the install rules, I'm going ahead now, and you can see a lot of features here. I'm just gonna make this maximum screen here, and there's the database engine service, then SQL Server Replication, then R services for analysis, full text and semantic extractions for search, data quality services, polybase query service for external data. So if first of all, obviously, you can see that there's instance features, and then you can see shared features. So this means that if you have 2 instances, so this is one machine, right? So that's just one machine. Go bad. Oh, back. Okay, so I can go back to install rules up till, because oh, that's what I can go back to. Gideon, where are you? Or oh, okay, you're good. So hopefully you're good, and just click one more next, and I'm here on this screen. So okay, so on this screen, I was just explaining that what is the difference between the instance features here and shared features here. So instance feature is that suppose there's that one virtual machine. In fact, we have that one virtual machine, and that is the VM02 here, right? So we are installing the first instance here for SQL Server, first instance, and that instance will have whatever features you want to have in a SQL Server according to your needs of the company. Okay, first instance, but then suppose the first instance here it's installed on top of an OS Windows Server 2016 here. So this is SQL number 1. So the boss says, hey, I need to have another SQL Server instance. So either you can say, hey boss, can I have another virtual machine for that? Boss says no, Azure will charge us more, and the director is saying no, can you just install that second instance, which is just a second SQL Server, which could have been installed on a second virtual machine, but can you install it, the second instance as well, on the same virtual machine? So the hardware will be same, but it will be a totally new installation of SQL Server. So you can install second instance of SQL Server with any choice of these features, which is instance level features. Suppose in first instance, you went for SQL R services, full text, data quality, and but you said say that, hey, I still want another SQL Server where I just want these this feature and this feature, right? So, and I don't want to lose these features as well, but I don't want these 2 features to be with these 3 features. So you can install a second instance for that. First instance and second instance, there is a security that you can create there, and an application can outside application can connect to this instance of SQL Server and create its databases. Another application can connect to this instance of the database and connect to it, and they can have a security wall, so this instance cannot mix up with this one. But you can install it on the same virtual or physical machine as well, right? So that is called instance features. So, and then shared features. So these are the features that you can share between the 2 instances here, right? So just install once, and whatever number of instances have been installed. Suppose you actually installed 3 instances there, so of SQL Server. So you select that feature once here, and it will be available for all 3 instances or 2 instances, right? So that would be shared features. So I'll just take a screenshot of that. Okay. seriously. I took a screenshot and it's not pasting. Okay, I think hacker got the best of me. Okay, but it's in the video. Ha. Hey hacker, we still are recording. Ha. Okay, so here let's select the database engine services, and then we will need SQL Server Replication as well, because well, replication means that you will have to have two SQL servers to send a copy from one SQL server to another. So obviously replication would only mean that if you have two SQL servers. So we can install it later as well, or we can install it now as well. Normally in in the desktops we used to install that feature because the desktops, we knew that there's a capacity for the second SQL server or the third machine, but later we're going to try to do this stunt here by installing a third machine and a second SQL server as well. So I'm just going to click that SQL feature here, and then our services, if you click that, first you can click and you can see in the feature description here and what are the prerequisites of each feature of SQL Server. So if I go to SQL Replication, includes a set of technologies for copying and distributing data and database objects from one database to another and synchronizing between the databases for consistency. So the main thing is that you can synchronize the changes done in one database to another database. And its prerequisites are this PowerShell 3, .NET Framework 4.6, and Visual Studio 2010 redistributables. And it requires, this particular feature also requires 1000 MB space on disk, while this much is available already. So you get that idea that exactly how much each service will cost me in terms of the resources of this machine. So the R services includes advanced analytics extensions that enable integration with R language. So there's a R language where programmers build some applications that are going to be used for analytics, using standard T-SQL statements. So we're going to talk about that too. So we don't need that R services now. Full text, if you go for full text and semantic extensions, we need that. So go ahead and click that. But what is it? Includes a search engine that supports full text extraction for fast text search, as well as semantic extraction for key phrases, likely tags. So well, it's a search engine that will help you search faster. It's gonna index all the information there. And also semantic. So semantic just means that suppose you put a search term for Toronto, but you put the spellings wrong there, right? So you put double R there, double O there, or miss the T there in Toronto. So it's gonna just guess that you might mean this, Toronto. So it's semantic just means that it's gonna make sure that your search is perfect, and spell mistakes should be avoided as well. So it's gonna correct your search and simply search the right one, just like Google does, right? Okay, so full text and semantic extractions, and then data quality services. So includes data quality database objects. We can select that too. Polybase query service for external data includes Polybase technology that enables what? Truly integrated querying across Hadoop, non-relational database data, and SQL Server relational data using standard T-SQL. So if you've heard about this big application called Hadoop, so it just lets you search into other databases from other vendors as well, and the compatibility is saying there as well, Hadoop and other non-relational databases. Non-relation would be that those who don't have tables. Non-relation would be also that one big table is going, and you would see that in Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, those type of databases. So we will not have connection to any huge application. Hadoop is a pretty expensive software there, application there, but it is there. Analysis services, then it includes analysis services and tools used to support online analytical process, OLAP, and data mining. So only database engine services and analysis services can be clustered. So when you go for clustering and grouping of SQL servers, and reporting services is there. So we're not going to select analysis services. we can select it later as well. So reporting services includes reporting services are server-based application for creating and managing and delivering reports to email, multiple file formats, and interactive web-based formats. So it's all about reporting in any way possible through email, but you get some good reports for the maintenance and management and overall data, how you want the reports for. So reporting services and analysis services we can install later as well. And then there are shared services if you have multiple instances. We're going to try this as well. We're going to install another instance as well, and then we're going to go for multiple instances. But right now, you can just see the same services there: reporting services, SharePoint. Maybe you've heard about it or used it. So it's kind of intranet as well as file saving and application connectivity for the companies. Is pretty much in every company nowadays. Reporting services, data quality client. So we're going to select this client tools connectivity. If I click that, includes components for communication between clients and servers. Okay. So integration services, that if we go for, includes the designer, runtime, and utilities that enable integration services to move, integrate, and transform data between data stores. So between different databases. Client tools, backwards compatibility. Let's select that too. So suppose you have older Ssms there, which we will not have. So, and client tools, SDK, software development kit as well, containing resources for programmers. We don't need that. Documentation components and so all. SQL client connectivity, SDK. So it helps us connect to other SDKs or software development kit for application development. Master data service. So these are all some of the database services that we can install and add later as well. But right now, what we can do is data quality. I think, yeah, this one also. So I'm going to select this one. So data quality, client tools connectivity, and client tools backwards compatibility, right? So these are some of the features. You can select all as well, but we're not going to do that. It's going to make the server heavy. But this is the overall selection we did. So database engine and then SQL Server Replication. So there's a screenshot for that. Feature, instance feature, and shared features selection. So we can take a screenshot of this. Screenshot number 4 would be instance features and shared features selection. I'll take a quick screenshot here. So SQL database equal screenshot 4, and then instance features and shared features selection. So that's the long name or the title of the screenshot, and then we're going for, okay, so that's the sample screenshot there. Hopefully you're putting that with your name there. Hey, actually, where's your name here? Where's my name here? Oh yeah, scroll down. Yeah, that's it. So nothing below that. So the last one is the client tools backwards. So that's the last one. Alright guys, so if you have taken screenshot number 4, why aren't the screenshots going in OneNote? Oh, they're not? Oh yeah, I need to copy actually the previous screenshots as well. Okay, we'll do that. Can I copy that from there? Oh, but does it copy that text as well? Yikes. Okay, no. So there's the text. I need to have an integration tool between OneNote and WhatsApp. Wow. Here I'll just go for, I'll put the previous ones as well, but what I'm just doing now, I'll just copy quickly that. Alright guys, so if you have taken the screenshots there, oh, then the 1 and 2 screenshots were just those. You know, I'm taking a big screenshot of the 2 screenshots. Wow. And I'm putting that here as well. So hopefully it... didn't work. Okay. Copy image. Copy image. Okay, so let's go ahead. Gone to... Now, what we need to do next is that, yeah, so we have selected this and click next. And then it is asking, hey, what should be the instance name here? So, well, this is the default instance name here, MS SQL Server. And we'll keep it like that, but we can just change the name to anything else. Okay, you forgot to take the... Can you go back there, Jericho? Oh, you can't. Well, what I've copied there in OneNote, yeah, I can just go for that. Instance configuration, yeah, it doesn't, you can't. So, guys, MS SQL Server here, we can just leave the name as is, otherwise you can give any name. And you can see that the path is c:/program files, Microsoft SQL Server, MS SQL 13 dot Microsoft or MS SQL Server. So that's the instance name. In the services, you will see that name appearing in the services area, which services I'm talking about. So if I right click on the Windows and go to run and type services.msc, so it just opens all the services. So in this area, you will see that whatever services is available for SQL will show this name in the services as well. So, okay, we're gonna keep, in fact, no, why should we keep? Hey, put your first name there in case hopefully it lets you. And guys, don't, if your name is longer, just go for half of your first name, but don't make it more than 15 characters. I think it's already 15. But I don't think this 15 character limit is there. It was just for the virtual machine there. So just put your first name at the end, dash your first name or half of your first name, and keep it as less characters as possible, and click next, right? So let's click next. There are validation errors, and click to close this box. Review the errors. Bottom of the box. Instance ID cannot spaces or special characters. Oh yeah. Okay. So no hyphens. I put a hyphen there, right? So just put your name at the end as a continuous one name or one word. So don't put space or hyphen. Remove the hyphen, and does it let you go ahead? So just put that name without hyphen and click next. Okay guys, so here it's asking that what services are running under what privileges or what account here. So normally what we do is we just go and put that SQL admin account as well. Otherwise these services can run with local service account as well. So what is a service account? Service account acts like a user account. This is local user account, but not for users. It's for the application to use this user account to access some of the other services either inside this machine, or if you give the user account of Active Directory, right? then it can go to Active Directory and retrieve some information from there, or just get authorization for whatever other extra feature it wants. So you just use the service accounts, and you can give those service accounts any level of privileges there. So the application called SQL Server Replication can access those other services with higher privileges with the help of the service account and the privileges you gave to that service account. So what normally we do is we can just go to drop down. See this drop down? It's kind of tricky. So drop down, and then you see browse here, right? Hopefully everyone is able to see the browse here. So drop down and browse. So once we click the browse here, so it just pops up this window, right? And it says, hey, you want to choose any user account from entire directory? So that's obviously the entire Active Directory from where you can choose that. So we can just write that domain administrator here, which you remember with that user account with which we logged in from the both machines. So it's your first name, admin. Even if you type just half of it, and in fact you go ahead and type just half of it and then click the check name. Check name does what? It goes from virtual machine 2 to virtual machine 1 and accesses the Active Directory and confirms from Active Directory, hey Active Directory, do you have this name? I have the half of the name. Do you have the full name? And can you give me that information? So go ahead and just put first character of the name or half the name and click check name. Check name just means that we have communication between the Active Directory and this machine. So this is check name here, and if you have done the check name, then press O and K. So we're giving.
Excuse me, it's telling me to log in. Is that normal?
It's asking you to. Oh, this means you're not logged in from this account already.
Yes.
You have logged in from the local admin. That's why it's asking. At the start of the class, I was asking, please log in from this. Also, I also asked for screenshots. And in case you have created the same account name for this machine as well, then it gets confusing. So if you log in from this one, it's not. It's going to be a local installation, or at least the Active Directory user will not be there. Cameron says, I don't have entire directory even if I am logged into the directory. So, Cameron, are you on Azure or are you on your VMware workstation? So, it should be, okay, there. It is just the communication between the second server and first server, and you try to go for NS lookup and check that if it's resolving name, and turn off both firewalls, virtual machine 1 and virtual machine 2 firewalls, and make sure that they are both connecting with the same VMnet, as we did in the email server, the Exchange server lab. So it's second machine cannot communicate with the first machine right now. So that's why it's not showing an entire directory. Make sure that the second machine is joined to the domain and you're logged in from. Hopefully you are. Okay. So cool. You can try to t-shoot and then it will communicate. So okay guys, if you have put that admin here, so Kingsley, you can use that same local account as well, which because if you log out now and log in, so then you have to start over installation process. Now there are two choices here, and one choice is that you can just keep it the local account with which you logged in and keep these, don't change it to this, right? That's one choice. But some of the future tasks that we may do, and you will not have this user here. So in that case, you can wait for the video and then just let me know that, hey, this happened, and email me, and I'll, before next class next week, you can follow the video and log in from actually domain administrator and then do the whole lab. That's one thing. Second thing is you can go for choose local accounts there, but in future you may have some issues. So most probably I would say that go for, if you can reach us by logging in from domain admin, it's okay. Otherwise, wait for the video to come out, and then before next week, try to upload the screenshots. You can work on it at your own pace. So it's your choice. You can go for this local as well if you want. But take the screenshot of this local then, where we don't change anything. Okay, Cameron says adds ADDSH pending restart, so it was blocking it for some. Oh, okay. Okay, guys. So I'm just gonna press OK here, and so I've given this user account here on Azure. This sometimes it doesn't work well. That we're communicating from virtual machine 1 to virtual machine 2 on Azure platform. So it could be any other misconfiguration there. Okay, so I'm just going to go for the second line. So second line says SQL Server Database Engine. First line said SQL Server Agent, right? So SQL Server Agent, we gave the highest privileges, the forest account. Normally in production environment, you don't do that. You don't give forest domain admin that has forest privileges. There's no such thing as forest privileges. That enterprise administrator and schema admin. So you have those privileges. We are giving highest privileges because it's a test environment, but normally you give just an Active Directory end user account that has no privileges, right? Unless you need, then you give slight privileges like domain admin. Okay, so I've chosen for the first one this. Let's go for the second one and do the same thing. I'm gonna click and then click the browse here. So go for the second one. And your first name, admin, I'm gonna click check name and press OK. So it confirmed from Active Directory. Even after confirming from Active Directory, sometimes it's kind of giving problem. If that gives a problem now, we will change it back to the local accounts. If that's so, once you have given the user accounts, you can see the password column here as well, right? So for the first one, I can see the password column here. I'm going to click here, and you have to place the correct password. So in case of if you're using the local account, then you don't need to put here anything. If you're using the domain admin account like we are, then you have to put that correct password. This is that user account with which we logged in from these two machines at the start of the class. So I'm going to give this password small c capital C ship123 without ship123. Obviously, it should be correct. It's not asking for privileged accounts for SQL, full text, filter, daemon, launcher, and SQL Server Browser. SQL Server Browser is that you, over the network, discover other SQL servers. So that is the purpose of SQL Server Browser. Discover other SQL servers over the network in the LAN. Okay, anyway, these two don't require their separate accounts and passwords. So if you have written these two, then there's a grant perform volume maintenance task privilege to SQL Server Database Engine Service. So it's just saying that, hey, do you want to give the Database Engine Service the maintenance task privilege as well? So this privilege enables instant file initialization by avoiding zeroing of data pages. Zeroing means deleting the data pages. This may lead to information disclosure by allowing deleted content to be accessed. So you're saying that, hey, database service, in English, what it means is that you're saying telling the database service that you are allowed to access our log files and also data pages there, and you are allowed to delete them as well. So whoever has access to database engine can have access to some more sensitive data as well. But yes, there are other securities as well there. Well, so we can just enable that option later as well. Now, if you have done that, let's click next. Okay, so here it says server configuration, and then in server configuration it says specify the authentication mode and administrators for the database engine, and it says here Windows authentication and mixed mode, SQL Server authentication and Windows authentication. So Windows authentication just simply means that you have an Active Directory account, and or you have a user account in the local Windows 2016 machine. In both cases, do you want an Active Directory user or a local user of Windows Server 2016 to access SQL Server or not, right? Oh, what error you got, John? So if I see that error, I may be able to help. Otherwise, try again with the video, but let me know what's the error. So guys, we're gonna stick to Windows authentication mode, which means that Active Directory user or local Windows user can also access the SQL Server application from inside. So what does the error says? The following error has occurred. Access denied. Click retry. Action continue setup. Retry failed action, or click cancel to cancel the action and continue setup. Oh, well, in that case, I guess your this account, the admin SQL, may not be able to access the Active Directory. Although we were able to add that, it happens. So you can change those two accounts back to the local accounts. If you drop down again, you can just easily change that back to local accounts. Although you can click retry. The SQL Server service account login or password is not valid. Oh, hey man. So it says that your password is not good. So that just check your username password. Username seems okay, the password. Try to put that again. Maybe there's a typo. Okay. But otherwise, if it doesn't go ahead with the password as well, then change to local.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello? Sorry?
Hello?
Yeah.
For mine, it says I should put the password. I put the password, it worked for the admin. So is that me? Is this working?
Oh, so it did not require you to log in again. You were able to put the admin account still?
Yeah, I just my first name and me SQL and just the password, and it showed up. So I'm supposed to say okay and go ahead, right?
Which is okay, but I also, did you create the same admin account when you were creating the virtual machine 2? Was the user account exactly the same spellings when you were creating machine 2, if you remember that? No?
Yes, sir, it's the same. Yes.
Oh, okay, so this means a local. Yeah, you're okay still. Go ahead.
Okay.
See my mistake? Yeah.
I missed something, please. Can you go back, or it's not possible anymore?
Let me click that back. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. I hope you're seeing this. And Hamid is showing the screen as well. Oops. You're good, right? So there's another screen here, and it shows the SQL Service account login or password is not valid. So again, this is also saying, so guys, try to put the correct password. If for some reason it's just saying, no, I don't accept this password, or this is not your password. So in that case, you can change these two back to the local accounts. You can just click the drop down and change it back to what they were before we added these two accounts, right? And try to go ahead with those. So that would also, SQL will work basically. But when we have a second SQL server, then before that you need to fix that, and I'll show you how. Right now SQL will work. So okay, there's more comments there. John is saying I got in there. Okay, Dylan says, did we make them both automatic? No, we did not make them both automatic. You can see that one is manual, one is automatic. We didn't change that startup type. Okay, Paul says I cannot get a screenshot of the global rules page because the installer just skips it. Yeah, Paul, then go for the, instead of global rules, go for this. See this? Install rules. Go for this. That you cannot skip, right? Or let me know. So Eric says take it off the install. Oh yeah, there you go. So install rules, if you can still, yes. Okay, I'm gonna click next here from here. And I'm on this page, right? So hopefully you guys are on this page. So here, as I was explaining that it is just Windows authentication mode, and we're gonna stick to that because we need the Windows user accounts, the Active Directory or local Windows Server 2016 user accounts to also have access to this SQL Server application. So it's okay. Otherwise, mixed mode just means that you install the SQL Server and then you create an account, user account inside SQL Server, right? So we're gonna stick to Windows authentication, but later we're gonna create an account for this one as well. So here on the screen, you need to click Add Current User. Go ahead and click Add Current User. There's another page here. I got this error, so let me check that. Oh, click retry. So Kingsley, were you able to select the 2 local accounts? If yes, then don't put the password for those 2 local accounts. What do I mean by local accounts? Let me show you, and others as well. So if I go back, okay, so that's the other screenshot here, and that screenshot shows that you have put your Kingsley SQL. That's the domain. Oh, okay. So you did put the domain, and it says here the SQL Server service account login or password is not valid. So it's again saying the same thing. Those who got the password login not valid, after putting the correct password, did it work for you guys, or did you select the local account? So let me just show you, Kingsley and others also, if you're getting this error. I'm gonna go back once here, and you can see this, right? If you drop down here, then click Browse. Now, from the previous, oh, I didn't take a screenshot of that, because you can just go for locations, local administrator. If your domain administrator is not working, then whatever accounts were there before, you can just select that. And let me just show you what accounts were there. I'm just clicking Advanced quickly and then doing a Find Now. So there were some local accounts here. Oh, serious, it's showing the entire directory. Let me just change the location and okay, it's because I logged in from, oh yeah, the above one, so and then Find Now. So there are the local, I should have taken a screenshot of those local accounts that I was gonna suggest to you, because when we drop down, it's not showing those accounts again. Okay, guys. So if you're not able to go ahead, then yes, you can log in from local administrator as well, if if you know how to. Okay, I have to. What is the screen? Server configuration in SQL Server 2016. So SQL Server 2016 server configuration, and I'm gonna go for images, where it shows that yeah, there we go, SQL Server Agent and MS SQL Server Agent. I just wanted to give you a clear screenshot of what accounts you can put there. NT Service and SQL Server Agent. I guess you guys won't be able to see that now. Oh, he just gave the whole. Wow. Well, there are so many sites who do that, but this means that we have that screenshot as well. This one. He pretty much installed everything. So SQL Server, NT Service SQL Server, this account was there, NT Service MS SQL Server. Now, can you just follow that tutorial? This tutorial? Yeah, but we cannot go back to those. I guess we should. No, because I've been installing that easily, and only 3 or 4 are having this issues. Otherwise, pretty much we were able to do that. But we can go back to that service as well, guys. We can just install a local SQL Server as well. The only problem is, let me just show you in future what will happen then. In a standalone SQL Server, it will be okay, but when we have two virtual machines, first one is DC, domain controller, right? Second one is SQL, and third one is SQL. So these two guys need to talk to each other, and for that, we actually need them to be connected to the Active Directory. So that was the main purpose of this. But since some of us are having issues and they cannot go ahead, we can just try that other, the local accounts as well, right? So I got that picture and I can just tell you how to do that. We can all actually select the anti-service SQL Server account and anti-service MS SQL Server. We can try to do that. Let me just show you how. Because still SQL Server will be able to install and later we can fix the issues. So guys, how to go back? See this? Drop down. Let's just go back instead of going here, so we could all be on the same consistent configuration. And then locations. So first I went to browse, then here in the Active Directory, those who are getting errors, hopefully you're following me. Those who are not, you can also just put that same consistent configuration now. So click browse and then go for locations, right? Okay, it worked on your local VM. That's good. So here, I'm just going to put that local machine here. Yes, not admin SQL. So we could have all our configuration same, right? So guys, everyone can just follow this. I'll just start one more time. I drop down this first one and I'm going to browse. Hopefully everyone's following that. No, there's nothing wrong with the default config. Default means the one that was before we put the your first name admin. If you put your first name admin, you have higher privileges from Active Directory to do anything you want. Otherwise, there is nothing wrong with the default service as well. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, we're just coming back to that service, right? With that configuration which was there. So once you go here, then click the locations. Yes, normally we don't give admin privileges. It's just for training environment, so no surprises during the concept clarification. So once you click location, hopefully you all see your first name to SQL. So don't select entire directory, just select your first name VM to SQL. And let's press OK after selecting the virtual. This is the local virtual machine. Some of us are maybe logged in from local or it's just not communicating. So once you select that local virtual machine, guys, then do you see advanced here? You need to click advanced. After this page, yes. Well, after this, Hamid, is it working for you? Like what I'm saying is your Active Directory admin account, when you put that and you go next, is it working for you? If it's working for you, it's okay, but better keep the same consistency of configuration that we are all doing right now. So I'm going to click advanced and there's a find now here. Right? Oh, okay, local administrator. Okay, that also can work. Find now. So guys, we're just gonna put back those two services there that are already locally available. So one was MS SQL Server. Actually, they have hopefully created that or NT service, network service. I didn't have to do that before, so that's why now I'm also. Now what Hamid did is also a good idea, because now searching for those two accounts here, once we change, it's just we just need to know then how to do it. So guys, let's do one more thing which Hamid did as a good suggestion, because some of the students cannot go ahead now, right? So what is that thing? I'm going to cancel that. I could not find those two accounts, right? So I'm going to cancel this. Go ahead and cancel. what we can do is cancel this one as well. Go ahead, cancel this. What we can do is there is local administrator account. We can just go for that. So again, click here, go to browse, and we're not going for entire directory. Go for locations again, and then this machine again, right? Press OK. Just type here administrator. So do we even have that? Can we just keep admin SQL? Yes, you can, Harshan, keep admin SQL. Yes, this is for those who have problems. So do we have an administrator account in this Windows machine? We're gonna know that now. Check name. So it says that hey, I can find any administrator account. So the other one is the local account that we created. Admin. I created a your first name SQL, right? I created a your first name SQL account. I created a your first. If I check name here, oh, that's a local account here, right? So guys, first of all, do you find a user account in this machine which starts with your first name VM2 SQL and then either your first name SQL or your first name admin SQL? If you're able to find that, then we're good. Okay, you're able to find Yusuf Khan. John Cedric says go back. Okay. Okay, John, how far do you want me to go back? From this location, see this? Click browse, drop down, click browse. Then go to locations. Then select your SQL Server. So select your machine. Don't select entire directory. Press OK. And then type whatever username you typed there or created when you were creating the new virtual machine. Type that name which you used to create this virtual machine too. I typed Amir SQL at that time to create a new virtual machine. If I check name, it should not have a domain name in the start. It should have a machine name at the start. So if it is underlined, you're okay. Is it underlined for those who were having issues and are following me? It has to be underlined. Just means it has detected that there's an account with this name in this local machine, right? So if nobody's replying, this means that nobody got an error and everyone's got selected here, and the machine name is showing at the back here, right? Okay. So I'm gonna press OK here, and it looks like this. So I'm just gonna do the same thing here as well. Oh, sorry. Oh, whoa! I double clicked too much, and it says, "Hey, why did you do it?" I'm gonna do the same thing on second one. Go browse, go to locations, select the machine, press OK, and I'm mentioning that account with which I created this virtual machine, and it lives locally in this VM2 machine only. So I'm going to check name, and it actually pops up that yes, this is the account living in this particular VM2 virtual machine, not in Active Directory, right? And press OK. So since I put the password for pretty much every account the same, so well, the password remains the same. If you put the separate password here for this account, then you can put that password here. But let us go ahead now. So let's go ahead. Hopefully you were all able to do that. Oh, Nirvana had shown that SQL Server Agent and SQL Server. Okay, Nirvana, thank you. Okay, guys, if you've done that, let's click next. Ooh. Hopefully we're able to install today's SQL. Okay, now Windows authentication, if you're all there, click the add current user. Well, click the add current user. Hopefully that current user is there, right? If this is there, click next.
Excuse me, mine is local. Is that okay?
Which is now pretty much, in fact, mine is also local now, so it's okay.
Okay.
Cool. Guys, this is your screenshot here of the final screen before we hit the install and see you on the next side. So take a screenshot number 5, summary, just summary of SQL 2016 installation. I'm just gonna take a screenshot of this summary of SQL Server 2016. So SQL database equals what was the name? Screenshot 5. Summary of SQL installation. You can just change it to installation. Summary of SQL installation, or whatever you put before is okay. So I'll put it quickly here, and once you've taken a screenshot, hit that install button, and good luck. And I'll put it on here and copy it on. Okay, so if you have taken that screenshot, that's good, and click install. What I can say is good luck and see you on the other side. It's already half an hour left. So guys, we need a screenshot for the successful installation page. Oh, can you go back? Go back where? Dylan, you can share your, take a screenshot of your screen, and I can tell you where to go. But otherwise, it was just next. We just took a screenshot of the final page. I'm already ahead. I cannot go back now, but you can share your screenshot, and I can tell you what to do. Okay, cool. So it's not a very big installation. So, but we need the last page where it says success. We need a screenshot number 6 for successful installation last page. Okay. This is like watching paint dry. Oh, forgot to install before the forgot to take the screenshot before the install. That's not a very good thing. Okay, take a screenshot, Dylan, of this screen in front of you as the screenshot 5. Okay, guys, so while it is going on, we can it's not going to take that much time. It finishes a bit fast. Oh, okay, also what we can do is, guys, we can install the Ssms on the other machine. Ssms is the SQL Server Management Studio, the client with which we can connect. So we can go to the first machine. I'm now there on the first machine, the domain controller. And remember that we downloaded the Ssms there. So now is a good time to start. Oh, there were some. Okay, let me just put it. Yeah. So if you guys are on the first virtual machine, then I can go for the yellow folder here because I need to go to the downloads folder, and here I have SSMS dash setup. It's just a client. It's a click next. It's nothing else. It's a very small utility. So guys, we can just double click that, and we can start installation of SSMS here on the first machine, not the second machine, first machine, right? So let's double click that. Hopefully everyone had this downloaded already. So I'm going to double click that and simply start run next. It's nothing there. Run on the first machine. If there's an issue of this client of SQL, oh, serious. Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio restart required in order to complete setup. Ouch. Everyone gets this? No, right? Oh, yeah, I have a pending restart. So guys, you can go ahead and click next. It's pretty straightforward. There's nothing much there in the tool. Oh, install page. That's what happened to me earlier. Oh, okay. Now, if I restart my domain controller while the installation is going on the other one, that's not going to be a very good idea. So, guys, go ahead, and it's going to ask at the end to restart. So, don't restart until in the second machine the SQL is fully installed. So, don't restart until in the second machine SQL is fully installed. So, go ahead and click next. Now, it takes longer time to install this SQL Server Management Studio, but don't restart at the end. So go ahead and start next. Which account I logged in from? So it was Amir admin SQL, the domain admin account from second VM. Okay, there's a picture there. Please go back on VM1. Oh, I am on VM1, Gideon. Kingsley is showing me. That was fast. Setup completed. All specified components have been installed successfully. Okay, Kingsley, you're good. I mean, guys, you can see this screen, and this is your screenshot number what? 7? 6? So 7. Okay. So if you see this screen, SQL Server Management Studio in Virtual Machine 1, setup completed, that's your screenshot number 7. So SSMS installed. Is 6 or 7? Okay, there's a confusion there. Well, if it's last one was 5, then obviously this one is 6. Okay, where's yeah, last one was 5, so it's a 6. It's a 6 right now. So guys, I just showed you the screenshot, and just go ahead, and if you are done with the installation and it looks like this of SSMS, so take a screenshot number 6 that shows setup completed. So SSMS installed in machine 1 or VM1. Yeah, so whichever is first. If SQL Server is completed first, that will be the 6th, or if this completes first, that will be the 6th, and next would be the 7. Well, I'm not sure about screenshot 8. If we have time and there is another crucial configuration, then 8. Otherwise, seems like this is it. So make sure screenshot number 6, SSMS. If your SQL Server is already done, take that screenshot as 6, and this 7. If this is done, take this as 6, and that is 7. Doesn't matter really. But 2 screenshots are pending. This one and the SQL success screenshot. Oh, has to install .NET. Ouch. So it installs from internet, Cameron, but that takes forever. If you install it from the media, it takes faster. Okay. So SQL done for me. Oh, Harshan, SQL is done. So guys, you understand that this is the screenshot You know what? Since I'm just taking sample screenshots, I'll just take a screenshot of this one and call it screenshot number 6. Let me just do that quickly. Oh, that is... lost it. Okay, I'll take the screenshot again. So that's our screenshot 6, and there you go. Okay, screenshot 6 and SQL database equals screenshot 6. It can be 7 as well if that was the first one you took. It doesn't matter really. Okay, Ssms installed on your first name VM1 SQL or first machine, whatever you want to give. Somebody put a screenshot there. Okay, thank you. Oh, it's saying install for Gideon. So click install. Yeah, Gideon, install. Click install. That's it. Harshan, did you take the screenshot of that SQL Server? So guys, on the second machine, obviously my SQL Server should be done as well. There you go. It's done. Yay. Okay. So this is your screenshot number 7, right? SQL 2016 installed successfully. So let me just put those screenshots with name, and so I could. So this is your screenshot number 7. What? I take that again. Oh really? Now it's not letting me take a screenshot. I hate that. Like, it's not letting me paste it. Oh, it is. Okay, I'm good. So that would be SQL database equals screenshot 8. And what is the name of screenshot? SQL 2016 installed successfully. Alright. So I'm gonna transfer those 2 screenshots. Mine needed to restart to finish the Ssms. I forgot to screenshot the restart screen, which is okay. If the Ssms is installed, then take a screenshot. Come on. Harshan says both done. Okay, you guys are good. Let me just transfer those screenshots to here and put those names. So that's your screenshot 6, and the other one, screenshot, oh no, like, why am I messing with screenshot numbers? Screenshot 8. Okay, how come it's 6 then? Oh, 5, 6. Guys, total screenshots are 7. Why did I put 8? Okay, I'm again messing with the numbers. So it's 7. So if you have taken these screenshots, yeah, it is 7. So total screenshots are 7 and not 8. Okay, guys. So now that's great. We got the screenshots there, and the second one is showing. Now, can we actually? Is there a function there in Azure where we can just suspend the machine? And suspension just means that it's gonna save everything there. So if I go to that, we can't suspend, right? Freeze, suspend. I don't think we can take a snapshot of that. Can we? No. Sorry. Okay, so this means that we have to stop the machines. Alright guys, so should we install Ssms and VM02? Oh yeah, we can do that too. So let's go for VM02 guys, and so blame it all on Yusuf Khan. So I was gonna say upload and bye bye. So but that's good. So So we're gonna install the SSMS on the other two. Wow, bro, thanks. Yay. So yeah, when he comes out of the college, then you can just gather around him and okay, anyway, so here, let's go for SSMS as well. If anyone suggests me that let's install the third SQL server, that would be a killer, right? So, okay guys, hopefully we downloaded the SSMS on the second one as well, virtual machine. We installed the SSMS on the first one. Now we're going to install the SSMS on the second one. So if I go to the downloads folder, what we did in first virtual machine, we're going to do on the second virtual machine as well. Simply installed SSMS here as well. So double click that. We're installing the same SQL Server Management Studio on second machine as well. So hopefully everyone understands that. I'll click run. Hopefully there's no pending restart for me. Yep, it goes for install. So this is I'm doing on second virtual machine as well. Click install and then sit back and enjoy the show. Oh, .NET for this one as well, Cameron? On oh, so you need .NET for the SSMS actually. You're not using 2016 Windows, or maybe it's not patched to the latest patches. So otherwise, for ours, we have 2016 Data Center. Maybe it's the latest patches there, and it has .NET. Oh, okay, older ISO. Well, yeah, you have before the next week. You can just, install that too. Okay. Oh, I didn't create the upload link on Cloud, so I'll just go for Week4 and create that upload link. Upload Week4. Okay, so if I visit the second machine, it's still installing. So the speed is not bad. Exactly. I was thinking that who will be the lucky one to say this is screenshot 8. So everyone can grab Harshan as well. So yes, this will be screenshot 8. I was not planning to say this is screenshot 8, and I was just gonna say, hey, upload. So you got 2 now. So yes, so at the end of it, it will be screenshot 8. So guys, take a final screenshot of when the SSMS is installed successfully in machine 2. So, and the that title of the screenshot would be, okay, let me just well, there's that. So okay, take a screenshot number 8 here, and wow, when I do it 2 times, then it takes it. So that would be screenshot 8, and it would be SQL database screenshot 8. So SSMS installed on your first name, VM2 SQL. So I put that screenshot number 8 there as well, and I'll put that there. So now you guys are good. Well, from here you can actually stop the machine. Everything is close the both windows in all windows in VM 1 and 2. After you took the screenshot of this, close all the SQL window and the other one, and then upload. And bye bye, and have a nice weekend, and see you next week. It's gonna get exciting from here. Thank you. All right, so don't restart. Yeah, well, you can shut down. Well, when you start the next time, that will be considered as a restart. So that's okay. You don't have to restart specifically for this. You can just shut down directly. Next week when you start, that would be a restart. Cool. Alright guys, this is it. Thank you. Bye bye. Upload the screenshots and see you next week. So I'll close this. Successful. And then from outside, I'm gonna go to overview and stop. From outside, I'm gonna go to overview and stop. And I'm gonna go for the second one, or the first one actually, overview and stop. And yes, now we're good. Okay, stopping the